Muy buenas a todos. Voy a acercarme el micrófono, ¿vale? Voy a poner mi voz íntima, aquí todos juntos. Es súper tarde, son aquí en España las 5 de la mañana, con lo cual tengo que hablar súper bajito. Voy a subir la ganancia del micrófono para que me escuchéis más fuerte sin que tenga que subir yo la voz. Y nada, bienvenidos a todos y a todas. Estamos aquí en directo. Voy a poner ya el croma. Por cierto, estoy en batín porque tengo mucho frío, son las 5 de la mañana y no voy a conectar el calefactor ahora ni nada. O sea, ya simplemente aguantarnos. Vale, voy a comprobar que se esté escuchando todo bien, aunque hasta que no empiece la conferencia y ajustemos el sonido, pues bueno. Esto ya es la conferencia, lo que estáis viendo aquí de fondo. Están esperando a empezar, queda un minuto para que empiece. Si empiezan puntuales, espero que sí. Y a ver qué tal. Hoy se está retransmitiendo por Twitch, ¿vale? Ayer la otra se hizo, la de los Game Awards, se hizo en YouTube y en Twitch. Estas creo que solo la están haciendo en Twitch, así que nada. Un saludito para Yankee. Lo he dicho, es súper tarde, estoy muy dormido, pero son las 5 de la mañana y no puedo hablar más alto, ¿vale? Espero que se esté escuchando bien. Y ahí empieza, mira, con un tráiler. Así me gusta que empiecen las conferencias. Vamos a ver, ¿qué nos trae PlayStation? Ah, no empieza con tráiler. Está bonito el escenario, ¿eh? Me gusta más que el de los premios de videojuegos que hicieron. Vamos a ver qué nos ofrece PlayStation. Ah, sí que empieza con un trailer, ¿no? Ah, no, es como la presentación del lugar, creo, de la PlayStation Experience. Hi. Si veis que me parpadea un ojo es porque estoy súper dormido, ¿vale? Estoy súper dormido. Tengo un tic. Spiderman. Spiderman es lo que quiero ver hoy. Kratos, God of War, los Sims. ¿Será alcohol? Eso no sé lo que es. Shadow of Colossus, Battlefront, juego de deporte que no interesa a nadie. Yo imagino que algún World Premiere veremos, espero. Ahí está. Days Gone. Este es el Crack, ese no. Crack 2 o algo así se llama el juego, no sé cuál es. Sé que es rollo así. Esos videojuegos solo los compran los americanos, tío. Los videojuegos de deporte. Persona 5 y VR. Vamos a tener VR hasta la sopa. El Enterprise, el Hot y jueguitos, ¿no? Para VR. Quiero ver el Monster Hunter. Tiene que sacar cositas nuevas del Monster Hunter, Ay. Y lo he dicho, perdón por las pintas, pero es lo que hay. Ese es el nuevo de Samurai ese que van a sacar, Shadow of Colossus, Spiderman, salte. Esto es lo que es. Uno de coches. Uno de coches. Hellblade, juego de peleas, el Crash, Fortnite. autómata, Nier. Ah. Muy bien, muy bien. Voy a comprobar a ver un momentito. Voy a silenciar un segundo para comprobar que se escucha todo bien. Hellblade, juego de peleas, el Crash, Fortnite. Vale, sí, se escucha bien. ¿Ese es el for Speed? Puede ser. El for Speed o alguna de coches. El de coches. Entiendo cero de coches. A ver. Espero que no se pongan en plan pesados, tío. La gala de ayer fue un poco coñazo, la que vimos ayer. La del juego del año y todo esto. Se tiraban media hora, tío, para presentar un juego a otro, tío. Un poco pesados, la verdad. Pero bueno, entiendo que las galas, y más si se las hace uno mismo, ¿sabes? Porque esto se lo ha hecho PlayStation para ellos. Pues se hagan publicidad y todo lo que quieran. A ver qué dice.
This is the fourth one. It's the fourth one. And I can't think of a better way to close out this highly memorable year than with my friends. So thank you so much.
A ver, veremos muchas cosas que vimos ayer, Vamos a ver el Stranding Deep, este de Kojima, lo veremos seguro. El A Way Out también lo veremos. Lo que vimos ayer lo vamos a volver a ver. Y espero que algo más. El de From Software, espero verlo también, a ver si hacen algo más, en plan, sacan algo más extendido. Que la gente cree que es un Bloodborne 2, pero yo creo que no, por el tema este de los jeroglíficos japoneses. Pero puede ser algo relacionado en plan rollo Souls, de rollo Souls, en el estilo japonés. Rollo pillar referencias de Nioh, que Nioh copió, tomó referencias de Dark Souls, así que totalmente lícito. Nier Automata. Estos son más fricazos, que los del otro día. Bueno, claro, es que los de ayer, lo de la conferencia de ayer, el público era sobre todo de empresas y cosas así. Son gente que va a recibir los premios, entonces van un poco más presentables que esta gente que viene aquí de chandalitos fricazos. De momento no me da problemas. La gala que hicimos ayer en directo no me da problemas. Esperemos que siga así. A ver si está bien también. Y de aquí, pues eso, quiero ver Spider-Man, tío. Quiero ver gameplay de Spider-Man nuevo, tío. Creo que es el primer juego de Spider-Man que me pinta bien. Veremos, a ver. Voy a acercarme más.
We're also going to bring you closer to some of the world's top developers right here. I think it's something that makes PlayStation experience unique and special. You folks can be right here with us, all of our friends right here.
Thus all the furniture.
And all this furniture right here.
We're going to try to build a super group up here.
Tío, esto es lo que me da rabia. Si empezás una gala ahí con video presentación de juegos, yo metería ese video presentación y después un World Premiere así, pum, nada más llegar, World Premiere. Algo que te dé para comentar, tío, porque ahora se ponen estos a decir sus mierdas, que no interesa a nadie. Por cierto, en la Way Out dijeron ayer la fecha, pero es para el año que viene, pero no me acuerdo el mes. Hagamos esta Gears of War, no. Gears of War de Xbox, es de Microsoft.
The taxi's outside with the meter running, but Corey's going to run in here, deliver a report, and then get right back to the studio and get that work done. And we're having Media Molecule.
Yeah, Media Molecule. Did you guys check out the Game Awards last night? You see that new trailer?
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
Mira ese, con la visita de Goku, la gorra de Arale y su virginidad.
Very excited about another one we announced at Paris this year. So we're going to have some updates on 2018 games. We're going to take a peek or two at the PlayStation Experience show floor, which I know a lot of you are going to be excited to check out over the weekend. And there might be a surprise or two in store.
A ver.
What do you think?
I think there's more than a surprise or two, indeed. Right. And we have some shots of that. We're going to go to that now, or?
Yeah, we're going to. So we got a big weekend here. And actually, one of the things I'm personally super excited for are the panels we've got going on tomorrow.
It's a great lineup.
Really killer panel lineup. I think the best we've ever had. I mean, look at this stuff here. We've got Naughty Dog doing not one but two panels. The cast of The Last of Us 2 will be right
Esto no es
here,
lo que vamos a ver.
right on this
Esto
stage,
es.
actually.
¿Dicen
You'll
Ranks?
be able to see them.
O a lo mejor
You'll
sí,
be able to see all the Uncharted voice actors for the big
No, porque
10-year
la gala empezaba a las
anniversary.
12. Puede ser que
Sucker Punch
empiece
stopping by,
algo a las
Media
11.
Molecule
Eso será lo
stopping
mejor
by.
del
Super
evento para
excited that
mañana.
Justin Roiland and William Pugh are going to be
Ni puta
stopping
idea,
by.
Oh, that'd be
I'm a huge Rick
Me
and
acaba de tirar
Morty
un
fan. I
triple.
can't wait to see what these guys are up to with Accounting Plus. So it's just a lot of great stuff.
Yes.
Then can we talk about that show floor?
Yes, the show floor. We were taking a look at that earlier today. It's
Ahora
nothing
lo
we've
iremos
done
viendo.
before.
Yeah, we have some photos, I think, too, if we could show
Oh, can we
some.
put this up on the screen?
Oh. Days Gone. I mean, that's
Es
an
el de
experience right
Walking Dead,
there.
¿no? El parque de
That's-
atracciones
yeah,
de
that's
Walking
the
Dead.
entryway, so you're gonna have to find
Ese que estaban haciendo.
to get through
Que han
that.
hecho una sección especial en Orlando y tal.
Oh, the ticklish.
Toda esta mierda lo
You'll
sé
find
por
out,
Facebook
you'll
y eso.
Another one.
One
por
of them is a
Twitter
real
también.
human. You have to find
Buah,
out
si tienes Twitter
which
te
one that
enteras de
is.
todo.
Another one I'm really excited about. It's incredible. Shadow of the
Que no sé
Colossus.
si es,
When you
pero
see
tiene
this.
pinta. Esto es el usado Colossus.
Tell them what they get to do, Sean.
So what you get to do,
No
this
sé,
is one of
creo
the
que
key colossi from the game. You will be able to climb up the back of it and put that sword right into the center of his head. It's the thing you've wanted to do when playing the game. You'll be able to do it now tomorrow at the show.
It's incredible. I mean, that's just a taste. There's so much more. It's the biggest show we've done yet. So I hope you all check it out tomorrow and let us know what you think. Got a lot of PlayStation VR here. I know not everyone gets a chance to go on with this.
Oh.
This is the Inpatient.
The impatient is here.
The Inpatient from
And-
Supermassive.
Oh, that was nice of Oz to sit in the wheelchair like that.
Yeah.
But,
Este hombre no
you
fuma,
will be taken
No,
into
no
this
fuma
experience
apenas.
via wheelchair, and
Tiene
you
todo el
will have
diente
an
negro este del
asylum,
tabaco.
experience,
La nicotina.
just like it is in the
They
game.
wheel you in,
Totally
they close
creepy.
the curtain, and
Trust
you
me.
play the demo. It's incredible. So
It's not for the faint of heart.
not at all. So around 80 playable PlayStation VR experiences here over the weekend. And so lots to see and do on the PlayStation VR front. But actually, Sean, speaking of PlayStation VR,
Right.
I believe you do have a new
Si os fijáis en la parte de
PlayStation
abajo
VR
se está
game
viendo
preview here
como,
tonight.
como
Yes,
olas,
we do,
¿verdad?
and I think it's
Eso es del
really
calor
important, though, to talk about
de
the
los
VR
focos,
stuff. Get
imagino.
out there over the next couple of days and experience it,
Lo
because
está- lo está
you can
captando la
read about it
cámara
on
o
the
algo.
web, you can hear sitting
Da
down
los fuegos
talking about
súper
it
cerca o
all
algo
the time,
puesto.
but until you put the headset on and have a gaming
Juego vicial
experience like that,
Shadow
you'll
of
never
Colossus
really know what
mal.
it's like. So please,
Ahora con el
for the next
remaster
couple of
yo lo voy a
days, get
jugar.
in there and do that, because we have a new
Lo quería
game
pillar
we're
para
announcing
la
tonight.
Play 3, porque habían hecho una especie de
Firewall.
adaptación
Firewall
remake
Zero
para la
Hour,
Play
I think
3
is the full-
y me lo iba a
full
pillar
title.
hasta que vi que iban a sacar el tráiler de que sacaron el tráiler de remaster y dije, ya me espero, total. Me esperé, me lo compré en Play 4, ahí remasterizado.
This is a team-based 4v4 tactical first-person shooter. So attack
Madre
and
mía.
defense on the two teams, and there's a huge
Se ve
amount of
fatal,
emphasis
tío.
placed on sort of the
El puto VR.
intense motions and movements. It's the pacing is very realistic. Peeking around corners.
Está
here, we're
jugando,
gonna
está
see some
mirando
of
al
that
suelo
here in
todo el
the
rato,
footage, but just a very early
Está como
sneak peek
mirándose
for all
la
of you
mano,
here.
ya eso.
Firewall is coming to PlayStation VR. You'll be able to use either a DualShock or
Ahí,
your
levanta
PlayStation VR
la
aim
vista,
controller,
haz
if
así.
you've ever picked up one of those
Haz
with
así.
Farpoint or something like that. So this is looking mighty promising, I gotta say.
Oh, it's incredible. It's so tense. to be
Lo
in
que
that
tiene que
four
poner a los
hour
VR
for,
es como
you
el
know, trapped in
joystick.
the
Tiene que
room,
poner un
you know, throwing
joystick,
flashbangs and trying to clear rooms out.
rollo, si esto es el VR,
Yeah, this is one we've been
pues
wanting to
ponérselo
tell
así,
folks about for a
para poder
while,
moverte y
and
ya
I know
está.
people
Es
who've
que
tried
si,
it,
si le pones esto al
have really
VR,
come out
ya lo
raving.
tienes.
So
And it's on the floor.
No hay que
that's right,
inventarte
it's
más
on the
cosas.
floor here. You'll be able to play it this weekend, 4-on-4.
Y si te va apuntado,
Firewall.
simplemente pues, la vista y ya está. Pero bueno, no sé.
And it will be exclusive to PlayStation VR. So excited to see that. So, Sean, what else do we have on the VR front?
Es que parece que los juegos de VR los hagan mal a
We have a
propósito.
gift. And a year ago, we launched one of my most favorite games, The Last Guardian. Any Last Guardian fans?
De las Guardian, que también me lo voy a pillar.
You know,
Lo
it was
jugaremos en el
such
canal.
a seminal moment for my career because I think I've been working
Bueno,
on
pero es
that
que
game
necesito una
my entire
capturadora, necesito la capturadora nueva. La que tengo es una
So
patata.
we were able to ship it last year around this time. And in the meantime, Ueda-san and the group have come together, and they've made a VR experience based in the world of Last Guardian, where you'll be able to go in there and experience that with Trico, calling the beast and moving across a level. It's probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of gameplay. But we'll be
Por eso
putting
no me
that
gustan las
up on the
conferencias con
PlayStation
sofás, tío.
Store.
Porque es que en una conferencia y en un sofá, sabes que se van a tirar 20 años hablando ahí, en plan, que no le importa a nadie lo que están diciendo, pero se tiran ahí 20 años hablando.
Yeah.
It is actually a standalone experience.
Yes.
Don't need to
Fíjate,
actually own
tiene
The
una
Last
mesita
Guardian either. So if
y
you've got
en la
PlayStation
mesita no hay
VR,
ninguna
you
botella de
can
agua
get
puesta,
The
está todas
Last
en el suelo.
Guardian
Oh, here's
VR
some of
demo.
it right now, yeah.
Seeing a
Pues
little
bien,
footage
está
here.
bien.
Sean, do you think Trico's feathers are
Madre mía,
more
las guardias en
plush,
VR.
downy
Eso
in
puede estar
VR?
interesante,
Well, I think you can only rub them one way.
Las guardias
But yes, plush and downy would be.
en VR.
Yeah,
Ahí
there he
está.
is.
There.
Puede estar gracioso.
And you'll be able to call it.
Our fine feathered friend.
Yeah. It is. It's something else. It really is.
Te tiene que dar impresión, verlo ahí.
So please make some time during the next couple of days and get in and try this. And then
Yeah.
on December 12th, go home, download it,
home
and
and play it.
enjoy for Christmas.
Nice stocking stuffer there. So
El
that's
Lato
the Last
Gaming,
Guardian
vos que
VR
estás
demo.
en Europa, para mí es lo mejor.
Out next
Ya,
week.
pero también es lo más caro. Así que. De momento, ya con la Play que he
But wait,
pillado,
there's more.
There is
hasta
more.
X tiempo
There
no
is more.
podré pillarme nada más.
You know, we like to go back from time to time and look at some of our classic catalog games that we have because we believe that, you know, a great game is always a great game. And sometimes you have to refresh and bring them back on new platforms because sadly you can't go out and buy a PS1 and play it. So what we have here is we've taken a game we delivered last year. We brought Wipeout back, and now we're going to bring out Wipeout VR.
Yeah, let's check out the trailer.
A ver, trailer del Wipeout. Wipeout es el juego de carreras de naves. Está muy guay. Súper viejo. Bueno, ahora está remasterizado y todo esto, ¿no? Son nuevos, pero me refiero que el juego está mola un montón. Este lo jugaba yo de pequeño en la PlayStation, tío. Ahí súper cutre, pero molaba porque eran naves espaciales ahí flotando. Ahí me das un coche y digo, nah, carreras de coches no, pues me das naves espaciales y, y lo juego. Igual, el que os tengo que traer es el de las vainas de Star Wars. A ese juego sí que me vicié un montón. Ha sido el único juego así de carreras que me he viciado. Bueno, y el Crash Bandicoot Team Racing.
And this will add the VR capabilities to the game you have.
Yeah.
So you have to supply your own air sickness bags. We can't give you any help with that.
Yeah, and the free VR update is coming early 2018, Sean.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
right.
It's on schedule,
Yep.
it's on time.
I think a strong start so far to 2018, and I gotta say, I'm actually really getting fired up about 2018 because I mean we've got Far Cry 5 coming early on in the year. Really excited for that
Yeah.
one.
Sí,
That looks great.
Shadow of the
el VR en
Colossus.
carreras tiene que ser una locura.
And that's
I mean,
all going to be playable on the show
All
floor.
playable on the show floor, and Shadow of the Colossus is being played on PlayStation.
Si a mí ya me
4
cuesta
Pro.
con la cámara
You
fija en un
see that.
punto.
It is stunning.
Amazing.
But before we get into all the 2018 stuff, because we got some more to talk about there.
We've got a lot of chairs here.
Got a lot of chairs here. So I wanted to revisit what I think is 2017's biggest game. So please welcome Herman Hulst from Guerrilla Games.
¿Qué ha dicho? A su volumen, tío, porque no escucho un carajo. El horizon. Esta es la actualización, ¿no? El DLC, sí. El Frozen Wheels. Este.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Herman Hulst.
No me jodas que van a empezar a invitar a desarrolladores y todo esto, madre mía. Estoy viendo la cantidad de sofás que hay ahí. Nos quedamos solos por los World Premiers, para ver si sacan algo.
Wow, we have a lot of family.
Yeah, we do. Big family. Yeah.
We love
How are you guys?
Herman, you're looking rested.
You know, taking my time.
Yeah?
I'm here on vacation for 40 hours.
Well, I mean, from my perspective, 2017 has kind of been the year of Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, it's clearly a humongous
Horizon
hit.
Zero
I mean,
Dawn también lo
people
quiero
fall in
jugar.
love with this.
Zero
It's
Dawn.
a tremendously great looking game on PlayStation 4
Pero ya con
Pro, or on
paciencia,
standard
paciencia.
PlayStation 4. Nominations out the wazoo, and you guys just shipped the Frozen Wilds too. I mean, that's one hell of a year.
It's been a fantastic year. I mean, we worked on this game for 7 years, and then when you finally get it in
¿Se llevó un
the
premio
hands
ayer,
of
Horizon
actually
Zero Dawn?
you guys,
Creo que sí,
and
pero no me acuerdo de
we
qué.
hear about it, and we see
Vale.
people being so active. It's just heartwarming for us.
Yeah, and then you got the Frozen Wilds, which you just put out too. I mean, that's
No estoy
a whole
seguro.
bunch of new
Vamos a
content.
mirarlo.
It's unusual to see an expansion
Game
of that size
Awards.
come out the same year as a title as big as Horizon Zero Dawn.
And you know what? We actually just started working on it the week after we shipped.
Oh, yeah?
So there was no preparation, there was no time for that at all. It was a good
Por
chunk
cierto,
of
sí.
content that we made
Ayer os
in
dije
8-9
que cuando
months.
acabó la gala, dije, faltan un montón de premios por dar, faltan
So,
por decir.
you know, given
Y
the
es que
fact
se
the
ve que
game is a
después de la
huge
gala
hit, what
oficial,
sort of
en que
surprised
decían
you
así los
about
más
her
importantes,
reaction?
después siguieron como con una postgala en la cual daban el resto de premios pequeños. Que os dije, tiene que ser algo así. Y por lo visto sí que los retransmitían, pero bueno, ya era, tampoco hacía falta, ¿vale? Eran premios pues eso, de móviles y tal. Bueno, algunos a bandas sonoras y todo eso, y efectos de sonido. A ver si le han dado alguno a Zero Dawn.
They rearranged the furniture in their home so that they could practice like Aloy, because it was a character that for the first time actually looked like them. And it's these kind of responses, or it's the cosplayers that so many of them they've come out to the studio, they've kind of become super
No,
fans.
parece que no le dieron
they invest
ninguno.
so much in them, or the sheer
Mira, el de
amount of
VR
time
se le han
that
dado a
people
Resident Evil,
spent
el
in
premio
the
de
game.
VR,
Photo
a
mobs,
Resident Evil
people have
7.
spent weeks and weeks just not taking snaps, because it actually borders pretty much professional photography.
It's incredible, yeah.
So it's actually the extent of that kind of feedback that's been the most surprising to me.
Well,
No,
it's
creo que no
great
le
to see
dieron
such a
ninguno,
strong
¿eh?
female protagonist that has been, you know, loved by the entire PlayStation community. We've just created a whole new icon for our industry.
Ah, mira, le dieron el premio multiplayer a Play 1, ¿no? No lo sabía. Fue uno de esos premios que dieron después de todo. Y premio al mejor juego anticipado para The Last of Us
I
2.
love single player games.
No hay nada
I mean,
de...
I think it's fair to say it's sort of. It seems like people still want them.
Mira,
What
mejor
do you
juego
think?
eSports, Overwatch.
I've answered that question right there.
I think they're dead, man. No, you know, the strange
No,
thing
no
is
le
it's
dieron
by
ningún premio
far
a-
our best-selling
a
game.
Horizon
It's the
Zero Dawn.
first solely single-player game that we've made in a long time. I don't really get the debate that much. To me, when you're somebody like myself, sometimes you're after this kind of magical, unbroken
Magical.
narrative experience, and there is no other
De hecho,
way
podemos poner
really than having
mientras
that,
estos hablan. Bueno, no,
single-player
ok,
experience. And
o
there,
sí,
there will always
o
be
no.
a market for that. It's hugely important.
Especially in a world as unique and exotic and interesting as Horizon Zero Dawn, with the characters interesting and unique as
Es que tampoco me
Aloy.
interesa tanto Horizon Zero Dawn o para escuchar una charla, tío, sobre el juego.
Spell and stay there, and that's why sometimes a single-player game can be the best option.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Herman, you're going to stay with us here tonight, and we're going to have some other folks dropping in. Thank you so much, Herman. Horizon is not the
están dando cuenta de que son muy
only
pesados.
narrative-based single-player game PlayStation's focused on right now. Anyone interested in a small, handcrafted artisan franchise by the name of God of War?
I am.
Okay. Well, in that case, how about we welcome Corey Barlog? He's a creative director at Santa Monica Studio.
God of War. Ha dicho que eran solo
Ladies and
cinemáticas.
gentlemen, please welcome Corey Barlog.
Al encargado de cinemáticas, ¿no? Pues Santa Mónica Studio y yo he tenido cinemáticas.
Hello, everybody.
Buah, oye, van a sacar aquí 20 millones de pavos. A ver, vamos a poner esto de mientras.
Oh boy. Corey Barlog, great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Be here.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to cut to the chase on this one. Can we get a little bit of a status check on God of War? How's that one coming along?
Jesus,
It's
there's
awesome,
no
dude.
kind of run-up in
No.
No foreplay, just right to it. All right, fantastic. It's going really good. We are in a final phases right now, doing a lot of play testing. He's very excited.
Voy a poner esto de mientras.
I'm very excited.
Mientras están ahí de charla, los colegas.
But it is, you know, it's a big game. I can't hear you. Louder?
A ver, el premio del año, por si no sabéis, se lo ha llevado Zelda. Que está bien, está bien. La premio de mejor dirección de juego, Zelda también.
Freebird? Is that what?
Mejor narrativa, What Remains
Feeling
of Edith
confident, Corey?
Finch.
Oh,
que es un
absolutely.
juego de
we-
como de
I'm
paseo
feeling
y
very good
descubrir
about
historia.
things. I would love to be able to tell people when we're
la mejor
gonna
arte,
release it, but
dirección de arte
my
para
dog ate
Cuphead.
release date, so I don't have that right now.
Mejor música.
But I can tell you a
Para
little
Nier
bit more
Automata.
about it. Right now, we
Este
are in
creo que
the
lo dieron
playtesting
después.
phases. In fact, this week we
Fue
just
uno de esos
finished
premios
up
que dieron
the
después.
playtest. And over the last,
Mejor
like,
diseño
4
de
or
audio
5
para
playtests, we've
Hellblade
been
también lo dieron
clocking in, I
después,
think the
creo.
total
Creo.
gameplay time is
Mejor
somewhere in the
actuación
arena of
para
25
la tía de
to 35
Hellblade.
hours.
Whoa.
Hellblade se lleva muchos premios, por el impacto social.
Huge game.
That's big. I mean,
massive.
I got
It's not as big as his game,
Eh,
but
Best
I'm,
Ongoing
getting
Game,
there.
que significa
close.
como
Yeah.
mejor juego continuado durante el año, como que ha sido siendo
Yeah, that's what I was telling people.
Yeah.
siendo jugado y
And then
siendo
we
tal.
sort of accidentally made it
Overwatch.
a lot bigger.
Oops. Yeah.
Mejor juego de móvil, Monument Valley 2. Que yo me pregunto,
So, Sean, you know, a question I've
¿por
been-
qué no
I've
está
been
aquí, por
wondering
ejemplo,
about.
Arena of
Corey
Valor?
obviously
Supercell
has
no.
a
O sea, el
very
Supercell.
unique vision here for God
Clash
of War.
Royale no, porque ya fue del año
Quite a shift from what
anterior,
we've seen
creo.
from the last,
Pero
six
Arena of
games, I
Valor
think,
se ha
of
hecho
the
súper
series.
famoso y no está
So
aquí.
what was it
Me parece
about
súper raro.
Corey's pitch and his vision that sold
Súper
worldwide
raro.
studios on this
No
new
sé.
God of War?
El
Well, he
mejor
said
juego
he
de
shipped in
móvil, ¿no?
2018.
Sí. O
Corey
móvil
has so much
device. A lo mejor se refiere a otro tipo de móvil, en plan de.
special secret skills
Super Mario,
that
¿no?
people
No sé.
might have sat in some
A lo mejor no es de
library at
móvil,
some
me estoy
university
flipando.
reading all the forbidden, you know, Norse
Best Handle
mythology
Game
books
para
they have
Metroid
in the
Samus
background.
Returns.
This is totally true.
Best VR Game para
And so
Resident
when
Evil
he took
7.
me through his vision for the game and really taking it
Mejor
to a
juego de
new
acción
place,
para
not
Wolfenstein
only by,
2.
you know, by the camera angle, but the
Que
type
esto es
of
lo que
story
dije
we're
yo en
telling,
el
more-
directo, ¿vale?
more
Dije,
narrative-driven and
me
not-
pones
not
Wolfenstein,
so,
es un first person shooter, ¿vale? Es un shooter de
game.
primera
This is
persona.
exactly the place where we need to
Nioh
take
es en tercera persona y eso
It keeps it true to its roots, yet
no es un
makes it
shooter,
new
es
all over
como, no
again
sé,
for
como
new
Dark Souls,
audiences.
es
And that's what Corey
plataforma,
sold me
¿no?
on. It took him about 90 minutes to
Así
tell
en
me what I was
3D.
doing
Y luego me
for it.
pones otro juego que es Cuphead, que es
It was
plataforma
exactly
2D. O sea, es como
like
que
that.
son tres tipos de
Ladies and
acción
gentlemen, this is the
diferente
guy who's already
completamente.
shipped his game, and this is the guy who's in
Right.
crunch.
Y cómo,
He is
cómo,
way more
cómo
relaxed.
decides cuál es el mejor juego de acción. O sea, no
What are
sé,
you still doing here,
es un
man?
poco complicado para mí
What's the bug
entenderlo.
count?
Right. I'm getting texted
Mejor
right now. about
juego de aventura de
So, Corey, the
acción
game is
para Zelda.
at least bigger than I expected. I can say that based
Me
on what you've
too.
been telling me.
Mejor
It's
juego de rol
large. It's large. So,
para
but in a big
PS5.
world like that, how do you sort of keep a narrative focus? Like, how do you stay
Mejor juego de
on
lucha
track with the
para
player?
Injustice 2.
Oh, very, very, very carefully. I mean, playtesting
Mejor
honestly
juego
has really
familiar
helped
para
us
Super
a
Mario
lot
Odyssey.
to figure out how we
Mejor
keep
juego de
the player
estrategia
focused.
para
One of the
Mario
original
Rabbids
things I
en
was
Kingdom
talking
Battle,
about
que
was treating the game like
bueno,
a tour bus.
estando
So
XCOM,
that you're in this
que
massive
está por aquí, ¿no?
world
Sí,
and we're
estando
sort of rewarding the
XCOM,
player for being
me parece muy
curious
raro que se vayan a
and
Super Mario,
you kind
pero
of
bueno.
pull the string
Pero
to get
bueno.
off the tour bus.
Dejémoslo ahí, War
The
of the
tour bus
Chosen.
is the
Es que no sé si esto es a lo mejor un DLC y por eso no se lo han
and
dado,
you
no sé.
kinda go look around, check out the
Pero no
world,
sé,
but
Warhammer
the
también está
boss
muy
is always
guapo,
a few
tío.
steps
Es que,
away,
no sé.
no matter what you do. So it's kind of a fun
Me parece un
exploration
poco,
of the
¿no?
world.
Que se vayan aquí, pero
A
bueno.
tour bus,
I think we
right?
use the analogy of a theme park.
Mejor
Just
juego de
like
deportes de
Disneyland
coches,
for
tal.
making Horizon
Bueno,
Zero Dawn.
Sport
Ah.
y coches game.
And that really was
Que estamos
like
en lo
a theme
mismo.
park.
It's
A
a
ver,
theme
los
park.
coches son un deporte en teoría, ¿no? Pero
So, Corey, since we got you here, I wanted to
claro, es que
run
es muy
through
difícil
the latest
catalogarlos,
gameplay
tío.
footage, actually, that we
Tendría que
saw
hacer
in
una sección
Paris
solo de
from God of
deportes, en
War.
plan,
But because we got
juegos de
you here,
fútbol,
you
juegos de
can
baloncesto,
add some
pero nada.
context and some information that
Es
we maybe
complicado.
didn't have
Se han dado
back
Forza
then.
Motorsport
Oh,
7.
good.
So let's go ahead. Let's
El
go
mejor
ahead and roll
multiplayer.
that.
Oh,
So,
espera, que empieza aquí
I'm
algo.
going to say something right away. I was talking about playtesting. We were still building the system
Venga, un
for
poco
the
de
kids'
cinemática
ability
de
to
God of War.
talk in-game, the banter system we call it. So Atreus in the game wasn't fully talking a lot, so when we made this video, I was dropping the audio in without us having playtested it. So I treat this video a little bit like it was a giant playtest with the world.
Tiene que
So we
molar,
sort of
el rollito
discovered
este de ir con el hijo.
as we sent it out in a playtest that was happening almost the same time this was coming out, that we were like, oh man, he talks too much. We need to chill that out a little bit. So it was kind of a fantastic realization. This right here was meant to give you a little bit of a glimpse into sort of the moment-to-moment combat.
Y ya está.
Previous ones we had focused a little bit on the story and the tone and the world, and this is kind of giving you that sense that we haven't really lost that pick-up-and-play aspect of God of War. And all the encounters were really going to allow the player to really open up
Mira el
and
niño
use,
por detrás.
their own creativity in each of the experiences, using the environment, using other characters against each other. It's very fun. And this is really just a area
Me
you
parece
find
que eres
in the
demasiado
game when you're
poderoso, tío.
around exploring, so this is not even the sort of main critical path.
Oh, that's
¿Alguien ha visto lo
interesting.
absurdo
So
de
it's kind
esa
of
cinemática?
honeycombed with secrets and extra
¿Habéis visto lo absurdo de
That's
qué
nice.
es
I
eso?
like that?
Yeah. It's good.
O sea,
Put that in the
pasaba
market.
perfectamente por el hueco,
absolutely
tío.
honeycombed.
O sea, todo el cuerpo suyo pasaba perfectamente, no tenía que levantar la verja. Por ahí pasaba 3 humanos.
Now, I remember
Perfectamente a la
there
vez.
being something here at the end of this.
Oh yeah. We'll Because it was Halloween, right? You just gotta scare the shit out of people.
Anything you
Metió
can
un
share
screamer
about
ahí.
that particular ghoul?
That's the Revenant, one of the characters that we've introduced
asustaste.
in the Lost Pages. And those are characters
Está
that
guapo,
are practitioners of Sather magic, and they've been doing it for so long they've kind of lost their humanity and their sort of human form, if you will, possessed by the drug of magic.
The drug of magic.
Right.
All right.
And it's a honeycomb, right?
So we have tour buses, we have honeycomb.
Right.
Que pasa por ahí un cámara.
I'm so good at this.
Corey, it's been 6 games. This will actually be the 7th game, I believe, in the God of War series.
think
Vale,
it's
esto van a seguir ahí con la
include
charla.
the mobile,
I was
like on
wondering if, yeah,
right?
so let's
God of
call
War
it it.
Betrayal, man. It's all about that.
That's right. So how do you keep up with
Vale,
fan
seguimos.
expectations? I mean,
Mejor
there's a
multiplayer de
big
Player
history with
1,
this title.
There really is.
el anticipado
Very
para
tirelessly,
The Last of
we
Us
are
2.
constantly getting
Ahí está
feedback
Spiderman,
from
tío.
our playtesters.
Hay que verlo, tiene que
Paying
estar guapísimo.
attention to what people are
Mejor juego
seeing
independiente para
when we are
Cuphead.
showing stuff. This is a labor of love for everybody at
Mejor,
Santa Monica. So a lot of
juego de
people
estudiantes,
worked on
eso lo
the franchise
entendí
from
mal.
the beginning. We
Cuando lo vi. Y
care
es mejor
a
juego de estudiantes,
tremendous
hecho por
amount about this
estudiantes.
game.
Se lo llevó este de los
hopefully
cuadraditos,
you all do
curioso.
as well.
Herman, I
El
mean,
Trending Gamer,
you
como
guys shipped
el
this
gamer
year. Do you
más
have any
famoso.
advice or-
Keep going back to these.
I know.
Este también juega al
I'm
PUC,
trying to
creo.
help you.
Right.
Trying to help you.
All right.
No estoy
Herman, you
seguro,
guys
ahora
shipped.
dudo.
So you've been where where
No
Corey
conozco a la
is right
mayoría,
now.
solo
Do you
conozco
have
a
any words
este,
of
que
wisdom?
es
Any
el
advice?
DIRECTO, que se lo
Lots
conoce
of
mucha gente.
Right.
Y al otro me
Well,
suena.
so Corey's now
Mejor
in a
Sport
place
Game
where
para
peak
Overwatch.
productivity, every hour counts. I
¿no?
really
Estaba el
don't
Dota y
know what
todo,
he's doing here
y
right
League of
now.
Legends
Should be
ahí.
back in the studio. But it's also the most
Es que
interesting phase in the project.
el Dota y el League of Legends
Kind of
ya se han vuelto
falls into
juegos
place.
demasiado...
I know, 'cause we're pretty close, Guerrilla Games and
con una
and
comunidad
Santa Monica Studio,
demasiado
we
tóxica,
actually
tío. Es que
visited
ya nadie
each
quiere
other
estar ahí
in the
jugando.
exchange program.
Los casuals,
We have a
¿vale?
lot of
O sea, la gente
people
casual ya no quiere jugar a
inside
eso,
of the
prefieren
team.
irse al Overwatch, que es menos
And I know
tóxico.
that these guys are in a situation now where
Al final van a acabar haciendo que el League of Legends y el Dota sean tan tóxicos que solo sea la gente que ya está hace mucho.
I never have gotten a chance. Everybody else goes out there.
invitation is open.
Right.
Mejor
Totally
jugar
go
de
there. We
eSports
should
para
crowdfund
Faker.
that.
Esto es lo
I
mismo
think-
Corey needs to
¿Cómo
go
dices?
finish
I
the
think
game.
you speak
Say that?
en diferentes
for a lot
juegos,
of
porque
people
había de
here.
Counter, había de
Right,
Dota,
we'll just delay the game.
de
I'll go
Overwatch.
out there.
¿Cómo dices cuál es mejor a un juego,
Corey,
sabes?
I don't know if you got a chance
Pero
to
bueno.
check out the God of War
Mejor es
booth that's actually being
equipo de
built right
eSports
this
para
minute here at
el
PlayStation.
club.
I have not seen it
9.
live in person. I've seen photos and
Mejor
then
de
heard
Butin
about it over the phone.
para Cuphead.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to, there's a lot of great
Nah,
photo
estos son
ops. You'll be able to kind
figuritas
of
y
wear
fotos.
the Kratos face paint, be able to
mejor
don the
juego
armor,
chino.
take photos. But there's a special
Para
reward for
J3
those who
HD.
are brave enough to get their head shaven.
Yeah.
Any takers out there? Who's
Mira, aquí no
daring
Fulori.
enough?
Seriously?
Okay. Okay. Well,
Okay.
Que es
we're gonna do
parecido,
it
estaba en
now.
otro MOBA. No, Kingdom Glory es de hecho...
I left it at home.
Claro, no.
Corey,
Kingdom
thank
Glory,
you so much.
la traducción,
We're gonna have some other
cuando lo
guests
trajeron aquí a
dropping by
España,
here. On that
bueno, a
note,
Europa y todo esto,
it
lo
sounds
cambiaron
like
el
some
nombre
folks here watched the Game
a...
Awards last night, right?
Coño, el que acabo de decir antes, no me sale ahora.
Okay.
Y ya no hay más
We got
juegos.
an awesome
Este,
new look at
Kingdom
Dreams,
Glory,
and I
es
thought it might be
el...
fun to learn a little bit more about it. What do you think?
Coño, Arena of Valor.
All right,
Kingdom
well,
Glory
please
lo
welcome
trajeron aquí a
Siobhan
Europa y
Reddy
al resto del
from
mundo
Media
y salió como
Molecule.
Arena of Valor. Pero sí, estaba, entonces sí que está nominado a Valor. Me extrañaba que no estuviera. Esto por aquí fuera. Y vamos a seguir ya con los trailers. Dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Siobhan
Este es
Reddy.
el VR este, ¿no? Que crean varios juegos en uno. Que creo que lo vimos ayer en el evento. Un saludito para Rolando TDT. Bienvenido, Rolando.
Hello. Oh, hugs.
I made you shake it. What's that?
Hello.
Ayer vimos un juego que era como varios juegos en uno, que eran de VR.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This is the more relaxing seat.
This is so
It
relaxing.
is, it's lovely. It's
I
very
feel
nice.
separate.
Well, if you could just
I
go.
feel apart.
This is the stress.
Cada vez se va más lejos el
Okay,
presentador.
I'll take it on. All right.
Siobhan, I gotta ask, I mean, what's Media Molecule been up to lately?
Well, we have just been so busy. Heads down, getting dreams ready for everybody. So we're so excited to be
Un
here.
saludito para toda la gente que
PSX
está viendo
and
directo.
sharing
Espero que os esté molando.
projects.
Aunque no puedo hablar muy alto, lo siento.
You know, for us, like
Son-
we're a studio
ya
that
digo,
loves
ahora mismo
to,
son las
you know,
5:30 de la
bring new
mañana.
experiences and innovative new experiences to everybody, and can't wait to see what you're going to do with it.
How would you describe Dreams? I mean, it seems
Está
like a game
nerviosa.
that's kind
Se le
of
mueve
hard to
así
describe,
la boca.
if I'm
sin
frank.
de-
Well, I mean, so we did make Little Big Planet, and for us, Dreams is our next step into the Play, Create, Share domain. And I
Ah,
mean,
pues
in
no
the
tiene
trailer that
pinta
we
de que sea el de
released
VR.
last night, like,
Aunque
the
vimos
really important
como,
thing about that announced our story mode and sort of showed what the story is that we're
como que
making.
era VR, pero también mezclado con
But
plataforma,
also
pero
the
no.
really
Tiene que
important
ser
thing
otro
about that
diferente,
is that
imagino.
everything was made in dreams. So, you
Es que no me
know,
acuerdo del
create
nombre
this
que era.
time is that you can create absolutely anything. You can create games, you can create movies, like all of the characters, the animation, the logic, everything was made in dreams. And so for us, that's what's a really big differentiator, and then you can share it with the world. So really, it is like that next step on with Play, Create, Share.
Está
Tell us a
bonito.
little bit more about what we're seeing here in the story mode. I mean, I think there was sort of like 3 different dreams or universes that
That's
we were
right.
kind of
Yeah,
looking at.
no, it's cool. So here you have little debug. So basically, our story mode is 3 interwoven stories, and it's called Art's Dream. And here you're seeing debug. This is the sort of more sci-fi theme. And we decided that instead of just sort of going with one type of gameplay, one type of look, we would do the 3. So this is a sci-fi, and we also have the sort of film noir setting, which is point-and-click adventure, and there is the childhood fantasy, which is kind of classic MM with a bit of horror stuck in.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing this
Here
right
is
now.
the
Yep.
noir. Yep.
Looks lovely. I mean, it's so interesting to me. You could build something
¿Esto qué
like
es Harry
this. I
Potter?
mean,
¿Plataforma 3 y 3/4? ¿O qué?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of the point, because we want to show people the breadth of what can be done with the tools. And you know, this theme here, the mystery theme, is it's absolutely gorgeous. The whole theme is just drop dead stunning. And for us, like, it was really important.
Sí, este es el que
to
vimos
bring in
ayer,
this,
este lo vimos
you know,
ayer.
painterly
Lo que estaba diciendo yo,
voices,
este era como el que
chiseled
parecía VR
characters.
y tal.
Here we have a map, and so this is sort of how the dream is
Este lo
laid
vimos,
out.
lo presentaron ayer.
And so you'll see that as you play through it, this is beginning here now into Art's Dream. So yeah, Art here is the main character, and this is again in the noir setting. But yeah, for us it was the idea of like taking these 3 different settings and sort of binding them together into an interwoven narrative for people to
And
experience.
not to belabor the point, but you've made all of this in the Dreams engine.
That's right. All of it is running real time in Dreams.
Right.
All made in Dreams, running real
And the
time.
tools are there that someone could recreate that
That's right. Yep. Yep.
on their own.
Yep. They're all there.
Wow.
I mean, one
Yeah, I mean
question.
that's the exciting thing.
Yeah, I've just always been wondering with this title. I mean, how far sort of does the rabbit hole go when it comes to genres? I mean, can you make like racing games? Can you
Yeah.
make RPGs?
Por lo menos está
Can you
enseñando el
make-
juego.
I mean,
I mean, I think what we learned from
Un poquito.
LBP is give people the tools, and they'll be able. We just saw the most extraordinary things.
Hay algunas
And
conferencias que son
Dreams is
aburridas,
just-
tal
it's
cual.
so much,
Y-
it's just so much deeper
y
than
poco se puede
LBP.
hacer.
So I mean, for us, like we.
Pero bueno, lo que voy a
we're so
hacer
excited because there's absolutely the sky's the limit.
cuando acabe
And I
este
think we'll
streaming,
actually start to see almost like a bit of genre
mañana, que
bending,
será hoy,
so
pero
different genres
después de
coming
dormir,
together and it's super exciting.
quiero hacer
it strikes me, Corey. I mean,
una recopilación
would there
de
be
los dos
any
streamings,
benefit to
¿vale?
God of War
Con los
maybe
momentos así
borrowing some of this
más,
Dreams technology and
los
would that
anuncios
help
más
you get across
importantes
the
y todo
finish
eso
line
que han ido dando.
I would have had a release date today had I had.
Para la gente de España que no puede estar aquí
Speaking
ahora
of
viendo en
that,
directo porque es
actually,
muy tarde.
Siobhan,
Muy tarde.
do we have a
Nadie se va a
target
levantar
release
excepto
time
yo
for
a las 5
So
de la
we're
mañana a ver esto.
releasing 2018.
Great.
Yeah, so we're ready, getting ready. Yep.
I would imagine you need some kind of beta or something to really launch a game like this.
That's right. Yeah. So we're going to do a beta prior to launch, but yeah, we're not announcing the exact dates just yet. But yeah, that will definitely happen, and we know that our community are desperate to get it onto the beta, so we'll be definitely doing that.
And so are your sister studios within the world.
I know. Well, you know,
Anxious
come on
to
over.
get-
Come on over.
Will do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you
we
guys
get a
are-
copy early, right?
Yeah. Well, we'd love to do the jam, Worldwide Studios Jam. Like,
There
how
you
cool
go.
would that be?
I like
Yeah.
that.
Awesome.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Let's
yeah.
do it.
I mean, we're going to
We're
do
jamming.
it. Like, I just think it would be the best.
I'll cover the pizza for that.
All right, thanks, Siobhan. You know, we've been doing a lot of talking here tonight. I kind of feel like playing a game, you know? I mean, what do you guys think? Do you want to play a game?
Play something.
Play a game with us? Okay.
Venga, por algo.
Any of you guys have any ideas about a fun game to play with friends?
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee?
El Yahtzee.
We're gonna
Yahtzee es
just
un
sit
juego
down
de
and play
mesa, ¿no?
Yahtzee right here on the stage. I've got an
It's
idea.
ladders. Yeah.
I've got an idea. That's Overcooked. Overcooked is a brilliant game. No, we're not going to play Overcooked up here. We're going to play.
We've done Until Dawn before in the group setting.
Yes, we're going to play Detroit Become Human.
Trópico es el juego de estrategia este.
Please welcome Guillaume from
No sé si
Quantic
estás refiriendo a
Dream.
ese, pero me ha parecido ver una imagen antes por ahí. En el trailer. Ah, no, este es de Become Human, el de decisiones. Este creo que lo quiero jugar también. Va, que
Ladies
no
and gentlemen,
esté...
please welcome Guillaume de Fondemier.
Los ingleses han vuelto loquísimos a quejarse contra este juego. Porque trataba el tema del maltrato infantil o del abuso infantil, algo de eso. Lo trata el juego, por lo visto. Les han dicho que cómo hacen eso, que están incitando a que la gente que lo hace al jugar al juego tenga más ganas de hacerlo, pero realmente no es así. Es simplemente como las películas. Tú puedes hacer una película de maltrato infantil y un maltratador pues la puede ver igual y ya está, pero es que ¿qué vas a hacer? Siento que se trata de concienciar a la gente sobre el problema.
Well, as you know, in 2011 we started to work on
Pero en fin, al Reino Unido ni caso, que se salieron de la Unión Europea ya no pintan nada por aquí. No pintan nada.
And when it released in 2012, we showed it as a prototype. Everyone was asking us, what happens to Kara when she goes out into the world, and so David Cage
Parece que hasta que no salgan todas las personas de aquí a hacer el aburrimiento, no van a sacar trailers buenos.
When human-like androids are really commonplace, so they're everywhere. They've taken on actually most jobs of humans, and although they look and speak and behave like human beings, they're only machines. They're really at the service of humans.
De momento lo único que hemos visto ha sido VR, prácticamente todo VR.
Kara, of course, Connor and Marcus.
Como he visto un poquito más de gameplay.
They're each very different models. They have their own backstory. They have their own place in society. And as the player, you will have to make critical decisions that is going to impact their fate. So you're really going to be in control of the story and change the way the story unfolds.
I love games like this. And the great news is this is playable here this weekend at PlayStation Experience. But I don't want to wait. Why wait, right? I want it all. I want to open my presents right now. So Guillaume, take your position, please. Guillaume will be playing on PS4 Pro. And here's what's going to happen is all you early bird ticket holders out there, you're going to help Guillaume make decisions in this game. And you're going to do that by making noise, right?
A los de PlayStation le gusta mucho jugar en directo.
I don't hear you well, so please.
No sé si fue en el E3 que hicieron algo así y le falló el juego, creo. Le falló el juego o algo así el de E3. La gente se rió.
Connor is a prototype. He's been built to investigate.
No sé si fue a los de PlayStation o a los de Xbox, pero alguno de los de consolas le falló.
And so we're going into this
Eso es el streaming,
scene where the house android has taken a little girl hostage.
Juega ya, déjate de mierdas.
And we're going to try and save the girl. X for Sean, no?
Este lo quiero jugar. Este se mostró en el E3 y lo puse en mi lista de los favoritos que quería jugar también. Me parece interesante. Es un poco a lo Heavy Rain, ¿no? De tomando decisiones.
Now I'm in control of the character. I can really move him around the way I want with the left analog stick. With the
Como siempre,
right
todo lo que veis de
analog stick, I
gráficos
can interact.
normalmente es mentira hasta que se llega a lo contrario. Después cuando sale el juego le hacen un nerfeo ahí a todos los gráficos y a todo en general.
So Connor is
Pero bueno.
very intelligent.
Un saludito para Ezek. Bienvenido, Ezek.
Shall I save the fish or not? Oh, too late, too late. There's no sound.
Quería que interactuara con el pez, pero ha aparecido la mujer esta.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
Al pez, al pez. Grande información. Oh.
remember that every action has a consequence.
Dice eso, de cada acción tiene una consecuencia. Incluso el poner el pez ahí.
So at any moment you can hold R2
Se supone que tú eres como un
and
robot o
you
algo así.
enter what we call the
O a lo
mind
mejor un
palace of
cyborg.
the character, shows you your objectives.
I don't give a shit. My men are ready to step in. Just give the order.
Es como un robot negociador, ¿no? Que está programado para
So
saber
here, for instance,
todas
I
las
can see that I can talk to
opciones de
Captain
negociación y todo eso. Vaya pijada de lo de los SWATs, que tenga luz y vaya cambiando.
Captain Allen, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
It's firing at everything that moves. It already shot down 2 of my men. We could easily get it, but they're on the edge of the balcony. If it falls, she falls.
Okay, quick, so I can ask him about the deviant's name, emotional shock.
Has he experienced an emotional shock recently?
I haven't got a clue. Does it matter?
I need
Tiene
information
4
to
opciones,
determine the
eso
best
está muy bien.
approach. Have you tried its deactivation codes?
The first thing we tried. Listen, saving that kid is all that matters. So either you deal with this fucking android now.
Tiene que estar guapo, por un juego así. Y toda la gente ahí, ¿qué votamos? ¿Qué votamos?
Okay.
Los he hecho fatal.
Don't know if we said the right thing here, but okay.
Evidentemente el tío
So,
no sabe todas las respuestas
as
perfectas, pero
Connor the investigator,
le está haciendo caso a la gente.
special abilities. One of his abilities of Connor is that he can analyze evidence, and if you find all the evidence, you can then put them together,
Eso mola,
and you enter into the reconstruct mode. So you can basically reconstruct what has happened in a recent past. So here, for instance, you can see that someone
Mola,
has taken this wallet here. So the deviant took the father's son. Okay, so we have unlocked something here, apparently, that we may use later in the game.
Mola, mola.
So I'm going to further investigate this
Cuanto más
apartment.
investigues, más posibilidades tienes de que
which is
te salga
actually
bien la
fairly
negociación, ¿no?
So here, sorry, up.
Oops.
So there's really nothing you have to do. So dog here.
Uy, ¿qué pasa que no me va? A ver.
Okay, now we know the deviant's name is Daniel.
Ya te he bloqueado el nombre de la
Maybe
hija.
something that we can use
Ah, no,
later
la hija
on.
se llama Emma. Daniel será el padre, entonces. Mola, lo de subir información, eso
Way
sí.
up. Good. So at any moment I can press R2 here and see, you know, those little yellow flags? That's an indication of everything that's interactive in the scene. So let's take a look at this person here.
Vas a tener que buscar fibras y todo eso, ¿no? Y las heridas. Madre mía, el hombre este no juego mucho una Play, ¿eh?
I have a bad controller, that we know now.
Dice que lo controla muy mal, que es un noob.
Okay, and now I can reconstruct and try to understand what
Ha metido
happened.
3
to him.
tiros en el pecho, ¿no?
It's really part of the gameplay to also play with the camera.
Aunque no me gusta mucho la estética
Try to find
de esto.
clues.
Pero bueno, así en líneas es un poco feo.
This is kind of creepy, Guillaume.
Okay, we found something. I've
Ah, el
unlocked
iPad. Ha salido disparado para allá.
a new evidence that I'll be able to analyze.
Vaya, qué malo que es este hombre jugando. Sample modelo de mujer o algo así, ¿no?
Okay, now we understand probably what happened. Deviant was going to be replaced, didn't like it. Oops.
Hostia.
All right, so that is a soft reminder that time is of the essence.
¿Va por tiempo o por probabilidad de descubierta a lo mejor? La oreja. El cuello, el cuello. Este parece que fue el primero en llegar, ¿no? Se quemó. Con el arma. What?
And here again, I can reconstruct the events, try to understand what happened. I can turn the camera.
Le dispararon en el hombro, ¿no? Ok, ahí, la realidad.
And now I found a weapon.
En cada fragmento pues encontrar una pista. Eso mola, ¿eh? Está guay.
Should I take the weapon?
Cógela, todo el mundo quiere el arma.
Okay, so now I have a 78% probability of success. Should I? Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, now we need to be quick.
Don't come any closer or I'll jump.
Esto lo vi cuando lo sacaron en E3 y mola un montón porque puedes hacer un montón de cosas en plan de que suelte a la chica, que la tire, que se tire con la chica, que se mate él. Un montón de cambios, un montón.
Ooh, I need to approach slowly. So, what do you want?
You need to trust me. Let me help you. I don't want your help. Nobody can help me.
Shall we help the cop?
He's losing blood. If we don't get him to a hospital, he's going to die. All humans die eventually.
Parece que cambia el color, de la cabeza.
I'm going to apply a tourniquet. Don't touch him. Touch him and I kill you.
What should I do?
Okay?
Lo ha vencido.
Are you armed?
Truth alive.
I don't have a gun. You're lying. I know you have a gun. I'm telling you the truth, Daniel. I came here unarmed.
Okay, so now we can use what we've unlocked. Quick.
I know you and Emma were very close. You think she betrayed you, but she's done nothing wrong. She lied to me.
That's good.
I thought she loved me.
Como mola, la piscina y todo con el helicóptero ahí.
She's just like all the other humans.
What should I do? Quick.
Parece eso, ¿no? Como que el implante le está fallando, le está volviendo loco o algo así.
That's what happened, right? I thought I was part of the family. I thought I mattered. But I was just their toy. Something you throw away when you're done with.
Or should I do it quick?
Listen, I know it's not your fault. These emotions you're feeling are just
lo veo,
errors
el
in your
brazo robótico.
software. No, it's not my fault. I never
Tiene
wanted
color
this.
azul, le va cambiando, según está convenciéndolo.
But I was nothing to them. Just a slave to be ordered around. I can't stand that noise anymore. Tell that helicopter to get out of here.
What should I do?
I'm your last chance, Daniel. If you let it slip, they'll kill you. Let the hostage go. You have no other choice. I want everyone to leave.
Ya verás, en el último momento le va a ver el arma
And I want a car.
y se va a liar pardo.
When I'm outside the city, I'll let her go.
Quick. Should we?
Te sacrificas, usas el arma, te comprometes. Eso usa el arma, no sé. Execute. Esos son todos americanos que están locos por eso, más, tío.
I knew you would say that.
Nice job. Nice job. Well done.
You guys should be
Está
very
guay.
proud you saved the fish.
Gotta save that fish. That was incredibly tense. And I'll tell you, I played that 2 or 3 different times. I didn't even know you could do that. I would always talk them out of it.
Mola
Or,
jugar
I mean,
20 veces para ver todas las
how many
opciones
ways are there to
posibles.
solve that
There,
situation?
there are many ways, but more than the different endings, and that's true for this scene, but for all the other scenes, everything that you do has a consequence. And so you have to experience it for yourself, because watching someone play and playing it yourself is really totally different. But we're really trying to give players the possibility to make decisive decisions, decisions that are going to impact each of the characters' fate and totally change the
Dice que
story.
es un juego de
It's really
decisiones
the most
difíciles.
ambitious project. It's the most branching narrative
Que tenga también ahí un
that
compromiso
we've
social,
created.
¿no? En plan de
And
que te sientas
it's
mal si
also
tomas una
the
mala
most,
decisión a propósito.
incredible game that we've created because we are touching upon certain themes that are, socially relevant, and we think that we're going to touch players on an emotional level and give them the opportunity to experience something really, really different.
Well, you touched me on an emotional level, I can tell you that right now. What about you guys down there?
Yep.
Wow. Intense.
How many pages is the script? I need to know.
So David Cage
Hombre, al
says
fin y al cabo lo que ha
2000.
pasado es que hemos matado al
I
padre, ¿no?
counted
Era
them,
como el
it's
padre
slightly
o algo así de la
Yeah,
niña.
slightly more. There's a lot more, probably.
Es que hasta que no nos enteramos bien de la historia.
Well, we
Pero se ha visto una
are
foto que estaban juntos ahí súper bien.
at the end of the development, obviously, and we have thousands of story permutations that we're going through. It's hell.
So wait, you have been working on this 7 years, and you said you were working on yours. How long were you working on yours?
Pretty much, yeah.
7?
I mean, that's the
Seriously,
magic
I'm
number.
5
It's the
years,
magic number.
less than 5 years.
Well, we're
I worked
thinking
for
about
extra
the
2
game.
years,
We're
too.
thinking about the game for 3 years, then we start developing.
Oh, there you go. So 10.
But it's necessary.
Everybody's just trying to top me. That's
Demasiado, tío.
Finish the game, Corey.
Yeah.
Demasiado.
Now I don't want to. Now I want to take an additional 2 to 3 years.
Do I have more time?
No, I'm just kidding. 2 years is fine. Yeah.
Great job, everybody. You saved the hostage. That was Detroit
And the
Become
fish.
Human. Play it this weekend.
And you
Play
saved
that.
the fish.
Se puede jugar este.
Get
Ah,
a
bueno,
totally
claro,
different
ahí.
experience. Who knows? That is coming out next year, right?
Digo, a lo
Next
mejor
year
le han
on
puesto una
PS1?
It
demo
is
abierta
coming
o
out
algo.
next year in spring.
Ahí en
I
el
am
store.
buying that.
Pero no, en el evento que están haciendo ellos ahí.
Oh, my.
Oh, Guillaume, you just laid it right out there.
Exclusive. Okay, well, very cool, very cool. Good stuff so far. But I gotta say, who wants to see some trailers? You want to see some new game trailers?
Venga, sí, hombre, por favor.
Let's see some new game trailers. Roll it.
Ahí. Nuevos trailers. DC.
So what is this?
Esto,
Like hole simulator?
VR,
It's
algo
kinda
así.
cool. You put trash in the hole and it gets bigger. You know what would be cool? If it actually ran at 60 frames per second. Dude, it does. Look at the screen. Does it have a platinum trophy? I don't know. I just started. So like, what's the point of the game? There's puzzles. If you collect the kiln, the hole catches on fire. Oh, sick. This game has Updog, right? What's Updog? What's Updog?
¿Qué es esta mierda, tío? ¿Qué es esta mierda?
Seriously, what's Updog?
No pillo el concepto de este juego. ¿En serio queréis empezar con esto? Esto, muchas veces cuando vais a una entrevista de trabajo y todo eso, y te enseñan un portafolio y dicen, todos mis maestros lo primero que te dicen es lo mejor en la primera página, nada más abrir que se vea lo mejor. Porque si te hagan lo peor, lo primero lo que va a hacer la gente va a ver lo peor y va a decir, mira, no quiero seguir viendo, ¿sabes? Pues algo así pasa con las conferencias, tío. Tienes que poner cosas guapas al principio. Si pones esta mierda, la gente se va a ir de tu conferencia. Un juego de delfines psicodélicos en VR. Se ve súper mal la animación y todo. De momento me está dando ganas de vender la PlayStation. Tío, sacará algo guapo, tío. Venga, a ver. Este es el de peleas. No tengo ni idea de qué juego es, ni si hace referencia a una serie. Muy bien. Otro juego de peleas.
Hang on just a minute.
Algo más, tío. Algo más. No me sé esta mierda. Ay. Ay, Nanco, vamos. Este creo que lo vimos ayer, creo este. Sí, es que creen que es... Ah, no, este es el Soul Calibur. Hay uno por ahí, Soul Calibur.
Next time, fight like you mean it.
I am ready to fight you.
Ahí, los pechos al aire, mira. El otro lleva una armadura ahí de puta madre. Estaría con los pechos al aire. Me está dando una paliza bastante intensa.
Oh gods, guide me.
Oh, la revancha.
My resolve will never falter.
No me interesan los juegos de pelea, así que tampoco más. Que no está mal para jugar con amigos así una noche y tal. Pero hasta ahí. ¿Este es el del anime? No. Ojo, ¿esto qué es?
Then that means the Elder Crossing is upon us again.
Monster Hunter, no.
Quite a sight. Just wait till we're finished.
A lo mejor son conocidos y yo no los conozco. No juego a todos los juegos, ni mucho menos. Si no, Monster Hunter, no.
It's up to you to stop it. This whole operation rides on how well you do that. We can do this.
It's an ecological marvel. One that easily dwarfs any I have ever
Hostia, toda la
seen.
pinta. Sí, es Monster Hunter. Va a tener una ganas de jugarlo también. Es que Monster Hunter es uno de esos juegos que no he jugado nunca por X motivos de plataforma o de disponer del juego. Y ya por fin podremos jugar. Un saludito para Yerick D. Bienvenido, Yerick. Como he dicho al principio, perdonad por la voz baja, pero son las 6 de la mañana aquí en España. Y no me comento que los vecinos a la puerta ahora.
If you two feel so compelled, then we will cross paths again. At the end of all this.
Where have we here?
Monster Hunter. Ahí está. Está guay, está guay. En serio, era necesario. Muchas gracias por esos likes, se agradecen un montón, chicos. Y saluditos para todos los que estén viendo el stream.
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andrew House and Mark Cerny.
Bueno, ahora otra media hora de charla.
Wow, a lot of people.
Yep.
So, Andy, you've been at the heart of PlayStation for over 20 years now, and you've been planning a change for the last few months. Is there a little you can tell everyone about that?
Sure. You know, in essence, I have been with PlayStation since the start, and I've been through some good times and some not so good times. And I think right now the business is probably in the best shape, our platform, our games, than I've ever seen it. And thank you. I hope you guys agree.
Este estaba ayer en la de los Game Awards, ¿verdad? Este tío.
With that,
que dije yo que se había muerto.
Finally achieved the creation of Sony
Creo que era
Interactive
este,
Entertainment, bringing all of our company together under one roof. And then on top of that, having been with the same company for 27 years, 14 of those years working in Japan, it just felt like the right time to hand a great thing to the next generation, and for me to just go and find one more adventure.
So, yeah, the tribute at the Game Awards last night was definitely very emotional.
Yeah.
And so tonight we have a special guest who also wants to celebrate your impact on gaming. But before that, let's roll video.
Once there was an explosion.
Esto tiene que ser Hellblade, ¿no? Ah, no, este es de Kojima. Que como ha dicho lo del juego por impacto, me quería que decía el Hellblade de impacto social. Esto lo vimos ayer, pero bueno, para los que no lo visteis ayer, flipad con la idea de cabeza. Está demasiado loco, tío, el Kojima. Se le va la cabeza mazo. La cara es como súper joven el tío ahí tumbado. Este tío está empezando a envejecer ahí súper rápido por algún motivo, tío. Empieza la fiesta. parece que se te hagan por el aliento, ¿no? Para que no sepan que están vivos o que son muertos. Así. Ya se le va la pinza completamente y vamos. Esto ya no hay por dónde coger. De repente un bicho por ahí, tío, súper extraño todo. Yo cuando lo vi flipé. Digo, si queréis ver mi reacción cuando lo vi por primera vez este tráiler, que fue ayer, iros al directo de ayer y lo veis. Es que no tiene desperdicio. Tiene un muñequito colgado ahí en el aparato, que es el logo de Kojima, de Kojima Productions. Eso que parece un llavero.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion. An explosion that will be our last.
Es que tú ves este tráiler y dices, ¿cómo cojones lo va a hacer? Para que lo que acabo de ver tenga un sentido mínimo, tío. Es que es súper imposible. Súper imposible, tío. trailer que vimos en el E3. Se llama el actor famoso este.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hideo Kojima.
Sale con... Hoy, yo lo sigo en Twitter, ¿vale? Y he visto que posté un tweet con el colgante ese. Dice, este es un colgante de titanio, no sé qué, no sé cuántos. Sacando merchandising para que lo compréis todos. Va todo preocupado de que no se le caiga.
So that trailer is a little strange, but the strangest thing is that after you played the game for 4 or 5 hours, all of that starts to make sense.
Really?
So, Andy, I know you and Kojima-san have a long history together. How did you meet?
We met under the worst of all possible circumstances. It was E3, I was responsible for running the show, and I was hosting an event, and I got a call on my cell phone saying, Kojima-san's code has just been stolen by a fan from the booth.
Está fuerte el puto Kojima,
And you
Mira
have to
las
go
venas
tell
que
him.
tiene en el brazo, el cabrón. Ahora es un reflejo, ¿no? Digo, qué pedazo de vena. Es un reflejo, ¿no?
Went out into
Del
the
foco
night,
o algo.
we had tracked him down to a restaurant.
Parece que es de top fibra.
And we called him outside, and on the sidewalk in LA told him that his precious code had been stolen, and we had no idea where it was. And I remember the looks on people's faces as some short guy was bowing deeply on the sidewalk in LA to apologize for what had just happened. Anyway, the relationship could only go in one direction from there, which is obviously up. So I'm pleased to say. Ne?
ご飯を食べてて、テラスみたいなところで食べてて、平井さんもいましたけど、アンジーさんがなぜかこう近づいてきて、こうご飯を食べてたんです。
Yeah, we were eating
その事
together.
実を聞かされて、でアンジーさんがずっと謝ってたんで。
We were eating at terrace, and for no reason, for no apparent reason, Andy comes out of nowhere and approaches, and then he tells the news, and he starts to apologize deeply. I remember that.
And Kojima-san's face just went white as a sheet. I've never felt so bad in my life.
でも忘れられないですよね。あれ
まさに。
その前からアンディさんとは結構会議とか、会ってましたけど、あの時がこうなんていうんですか、こうすごく近くに感じた時です。
It's hard to forget that. I mean, before that, I've been with Andy in meetings and whatnot, but that was the first time that I really remember, closing the distance with Andy.
So, Death Stranding, can you tell us a little bit about how that came together?
ですね、先ほどトレーラー出てましたけど、あれは実機で動いてます。PlayStation Pro で 4K です。はい。
So you just saw the trailer. That is all working in real time in a PlayStation 4 Pro.
で後半ノーマンがこう水中みたいなとこ漂ってて自分の中に入っていきますね。あそこはプレイヤブルです。
And also in the latter half of the trailer, you see Norman in like water, kind of swimming, going to his own body. That's playable.
Está diciendo que lo que hemos visto corre en PlayStation Pro, que está grabado en PlayStation Pro, y que lo que hemos visto que cuando está en el agua es jugable, o sea que eso se va a jugar como dentro del agua o algo así, dice.
We can skip that. So,
que es in-game.
Maybe the world knows. So, what are some of your favorite memories together?
食事を一緒によくしてます。ずっと前から。
We often go and grab lunch or dinner together.
で大体仕事の話は我々しませんので。
And we barely ever talk about work.
大体70年代、80年代の、テレビドラマ、これは主にアメリカ、ヨーロッパとか、そういうのをすごく。
We mainly talk about 70s, 80s TV shows, mainly American or European TV shows.
Okay, so Kojima-san has been very modest here, because he will take on pop culture trivia in the US and Japan, 70s, 80s, and he will kick your ass. He's just an encyclopedia. I would also add that I think the most fun time most recently was sort of building a different form of relationship and seeing at first hand the sort of rebirth of Kojima Productions and having Sony be part of that has just been really, really phenomenal from my point of view.
Pues eso. Que está muy contento de trabajar con él. Que le quiere mucho y que se lo folla todos los días. A Kojima.
So when I became independent, I was fortunate enough to receive offers from many different people.
で、いろんなところあったんですけども、やっぱり自由にものづくりがしたいので、僕のことを理解してくれているところとやりたいなというのはずっとありました。
So I had this many offers, but I wanted to keep my freedom to create exactly what I wanted. So I wanted to work with someone that understood me.
で、アンディさんにお会いして。
Creo que está hablando de eso, de que ahora se siente más libre porque ya sabéis que abandonó la otra compañía para venirse a hacer cosas él solo porque él decía que le cohibían demasiado su parte creativa y todo eso. Imagino que está hablando de eso.
So normally what you would do after this point is you go into executive meetings and you do a pitch of this is kind of the expected revenue, this is exactly what I'm planning and what kind of target audience I have. That's what would normally happen.
で、その時アンディさんに2、3分内容を口頭で言っただけなのに OK っていうので
So I remember at that point I just told Andy maybe 2-3 minutes about what I wanted to do and just told him I didn't have any document and he just said yeah okay.
で、最初の作品なんでやっぱりアンディさんね、だいぶ付き合いも長いですし、信頼関係もあるのでそれで今回のデス・ストランディングができたと。アンディさんがいなければこれはなかった、生まれなかったものです。この赤ちゃんも生まれなかった。
And it would be the first work of Kojima Productions in the independent, so it was very important for me. And well, it was all because of Andy. Without Andy, none of this would have been possible. None of this, what you saw, would have been created. None of the baby giving the thumbs up would have been possible.
Sí, está diciendo eso, la libertad creativa y todo esto que tiene ahora no tiene punto de comparación.
I think maybe a shout out to Herman and Guerrilla Games for Decima is in order.
Venga, va. Así que muy bonito, pero...
we've run, I know, we need more cards.
I think we throw it
ちょっといいですか？で、アンディさんと一緒にやりましょうということで、去年の1月ですかね。
So going lunch with Andy last year, I think it was in January.
で、企画は考えてたんですけども、テクノロジーが全くないので、エンジンもツールもないので、その時は事務所もなかったです。
I already had a good idea of what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the technology with me. I didn't have, I didn't even have an office at that time.
で、その時友達のマークさんを思い出して、マークさんに相談しました。
So also thought of Mark and discussed with Mark.
で、マークさんと1月世界中のスタジオを回って、そこでヘルマンさんと出会って、今のデシマエンジンがあると。
And went on a tour through all the studios in the world with Mark, and at that point I met with Herman, and that's what led to today.
これもよくいろんなところで喋ってますけども、いろんなスタジオを回ってプレゼンテーションを受けました。エンジンはこうだよとか、ツールはこうですよとかっていうのを受けました。
This is something I often mention, but in that tour I went through different studios, and I got a presentation of what kind of engine each studio was using, what were the characteristics of each one.
もう僕らもう何もなかったんで、その時4人ぐらいで仮事務所だったんですけども、すごく皆さん優しくしていただきました。
At that point I had nothing. I think we were 4 people in total at a very small rented office space, but everyone was really, really kind with us.
で、ゲリラの皆さんはプレゼンテーション終わって、 で帰ろうとした時に一つの箱をくれたんですね。
And well, Guerrilla made their presentation showing us their engine, and when we were about to leave, they just gave us a small wooden box.
で箱を開けるとそこにゲリラのエンジンのソースコードが全部入ったものが入ってた。
And well, when we opened the box, there was the whole source code of Guerrilla's engine.
で契約書も何も交わしてません。とにかく小島さんこれ持って帰ってくれと言われて、
Should be noted
もうそこでもう泣きそうになって、もうここと
Se ve que el tío del centro entiende japonés y el otro no, y cuando se ríe el otro le mira en plan de ¿nos
It should be
reímos?
noted that at this point we had no contract, nothing, no boundaries, and they were just like, yeah, go ahead, please use your engine. This almost brought me down to tears, and at that point I made the decision, okay, this is the people I want to work with. This is also in part thanks to Mark.
デス・ストランディングっていうゲームのテーマはつながりなんですよね。ストランドというか。
The theme of this, the theme of Death Stranding is connections.
で
Strands.
最初にアンディさんとソニーさん
Puto
と
Kojima, le corta todo al traductor.
マークさんとのつながりがあって、ヘルマンさんのつながりがあって、皆さんとのつながりがあって、今ここにデス・ストランディングが紹介できるっていうの非常に嬉しく思います。ありがとうございます。
It started with a connection with me and Andy that led to a connection with Mark, and that led to a connection with Herman and Guerrilla Games, and that led to a connection with all the people in here, and that all those connections led to having Death Stranding here today. So I want to thank everyone for this.
Muy bien. Siguiente juego, va. Siguiente. Podría haber enseñado algo más. Pero bueno, mira, ahí va.
Fun night, huh? You know,
¿Qué
just
pasa?
get some old friends together, just hang out, Getting to be holiday times. I love spending time with friends and family, and I count a lot of you among that. I mean, it's like a game development super group is stacked up on here. Just one
Han
huge
dicho
name
que
after another.
God of War
Thank you so
durará
much
entre
for
25
all
y 30
the-
horas.
Musical act together. This would be wonderful, I think.
It would be incredible.
25-30
What kind
horas,
of
tío.
game would we make if we made a game together? That's what I want to know.
We would make Death Stranding in dreams.
And it would ship in 2018.
And I still would not understand it.
Hori's on fire today.
There would be a story
Yes, indeed. There'd be a great
that you'll understand at the very end.
It would come in under budget. And,
well under budget.
Well,
I'm sure.
and early, like all those things, all
Yes.
that happens.
That seriously is in your dreams.
Anyway, PlayStation Experience is just such a special time, and we have an incredible weekend lined up for everybody here. We've got all those big panels I was talking about earlier. Naughty Dog's bringing it, Sucker Punch is bringing it, Media Molecule's bringing it, and of course, tons and tons and tons of playable PS4 and PSVR titles. Lots of stuff to play. I mean, Far Cry 5's at the top of my list. You're going to be able to play Firewall
Far Cry
Zero Hour. That's the new
5, pues,
PlayStation
se
VR
ha
game we
retrasado.
announced earlier. Shadow of the
El Far
Colossus
Cry
series,
5.
it's the third time I've said it, I know. Absolutely gorgeous. It's going to make your eyes pop out of your head. And then don't forget, we've got Capcom Cup on Sunday as
Capcom
well.
Cup.
That's going to be a lot of fun,
Uy,
too.
qué sueño.
That's going to be right here. I truly think it is our biggest PlayStation experience yet, and I hope you all agree when you get out there on the show floor tomorrow. Before we wrap up, though, Sean, there's been something I've been meaning to mention to you.
Way down here, all by myself on the stage.
Way down there. That's right. That's right. There's this this thing with this shirt. I see it kind of peeking out there out of your. What's the deal with that? Can we get a look?
So
A ver qué joder.
we kind of, it's this kind of tradition sort of happened by accident, and that I would wear a shirt on stage at PSX, which would give an indication of kind of games to come in the future, things I want to see happen. There was the infamous Crash Bandicoot t-shirt experience, but it led our friends and partners at Activision to bring out Crash Bandicoot again, which is one of the biggest, one of our most successful titles this year. We've done that with Ratchet, we've done that with Wipeout, and now we have Wipeout VR coming.
Bib ribbon.
Yep. And so this year's shirt. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I don't exactly recognize it.
Medieval. ¿No? Medieval.
Can you tell us anything
Daniel,
about
¿no?
this? Can you tell us what is that? Anyone know what that is?
It says Sir Dan.
Sir Dan. Medieval. Remaster.
So, I've been getting a lot of feedback about
Cuéntame más.
titled Medieval. It's a really important title. In my personal journey, in my career,
esto me despierta,
we worked on that when I moved to London. We would like to bring it back on PlayStation 4. We think Sir Daniel needs one more resurrection, and this is the time to do it. Thank everyone for sending their suggestions to me. Serendipitously, I'd already had this one baking in the oven, and then I saw all the pressure coming in, so I thought this was a great time to bring it out and to talk about it.
Should we roll the video?
You guys want to see a video?
Sí.
Let's do that.
Esto va a ser lo mejor de la experiencia, tío. El medieval.
Well, he's back.
Finally, you can prove yourself as a warrior. Greetings, stranger. I'm dead.
What do you want, you fleshless freak? Greetings, Sir Daniel
Remaster. Uno nuevo está claro que iba a ser, pero remaster sí. No.
There you go. Medieval's coming to PS4. That's awesome.
One more thing. This shirt will also be available in the PS Store for the next 2 days at PlayStation Experience. And all proceeds from the sale of the Sir Daniel Resurrection shirt will go to Able Gamers. So, please,
También
everybody,
me bajé
grab one of
un
these shirts
emulador
over the
para
next 2
jugar
days.
al Medieval 1 en el canal, pero no lo traje porque el emulador iba mal. Es lo que tiene los emuladores, que va como el culo.
Incredible bunch. Guys have been great. We have an incredible weekend planned for all of you. Coming up next is Greg Miller with Kinda Funny. We're going to take a very short intermission, but we're just getting started, so stay with us.
Be sure to stick around.
Tío, pero hemos puesto muy poco del Medieval, tío. No sé cuándo piensas sacar más. A lo mejor se esperan el 3 o no sé. Otra vez el multiplayer. Musicote a las 6 de la mañana, ¿eh?
Wait, listen. It was all his idea. He wanted me.
Es el mismo trailer que han puesto a hacer, prácticamente. Sí. Medieval, tío. Puto Medieval. Estoy actualizando el Twitter de vez en cuando. Vale, se va la gente. Y ahora cambiarán, meterán a más. Claro, es que Kojima no va a estar ahí esperando, ¿sabes? A que acabes tú la gala en 1 hora.
Rated RP to M.
So, Gary, we're looking for someone who's cool under pressure. A quick
Deja
thinker.
publicidad. Antes de que cambien todo. O sea,
Someone who won't back down from a big challenge.
estamos viendo cositas muy lentamente, pero estamos viendo cositas interesantes. Más que nada eso. Trailers más avanzados, nuevos trailers de otros juegos que habíamos visto, pero bueno.
There's a reason you're here. It's in your blood.
Lo de Medieval ha estado muy guapo, tío.
To pitch yourself.
Pero yo creo que me tiran algo, tío, un poco de para que se viera la calidad, ¿no? Del remaster. Están repitiendo esto. Se han equivocado.
Against the unknown. And to do so, dear shopper, requires the very finest of wares. Best get to it. Rated RP to M.
PlayStation.
Vale. A ver. Son las 6:30, 6:40. Ahí son 5 horas menos. Pero es que esto es lo que se está haciendo ahora. Saturday, ¿sí, no? No, eso es mañana. Saturday. O sea, hoy. Es el horario de mañana. No lo están poniendo, pero no estoy seguro. Mira que son feos los mandos de PlayStation VR. Son feísimos, tío. Hay con 2 bolitas de color. A ver. Vale, ahora por lo menos solo hay un sofá, ¿no? Ya no hay 20 sofás. Así que espero que esto vaya ya más rápido, tío. Que me trae trailers. Trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Greg Miller.
Hello, PSX, how are you? What's up, everybody? Are you having a good time? You've been sitting a long time. Everybody get up. Let's do some of this, a little bit of this. I'm looking right at you. I'm not, sir, you. Right, yes, there, thank you, that's all I needed. My name's Greg Miller, I work for a website called kindafunny.com. But I think on the occasion, I'm feeling a bit nostalgic. Beyond! My kind of people. This is PSX, this is my favorite show of the year. This, of course, the 4th PSX, the 4th one I've been at, and the 4th one I've been lucky enough to be at and have a panel. Now, usually, I come here and I do a podcast. I've done Podcast Beyond. I've done the Kind of Funny Games Cast. I've done PS I Love You XOXO. And this year I thought maybe I would do Kind of Funny Games Daily. Maybe we'd do the Games Cast instead. But it finally dawned on me. I emailed PlayStation. I said, hey, could I get Sean or Shu, sit them down and do an interview with them? I'd love to do that. And I expected them to say no. Instead, they hit me up and said, would you like to do it, both of them, on the kickoff night? And I said, okay, sure, that sounds like a great idea. So we have 15 minutes to talk to these gentlemen about their careers, about the stuff we really care about, like where all the games are, and all that other jazz. So are you ready for that? PSX, please welcome back to the stage, Sean Layden.
Bueno, ahora se van a sentar, van a hablar media hora. Voy un momento a probar algo de comida, que tengo hambre, que me muero.
Have to keep something quiet.
Yes, but I mean, like, as soon as
What happened to the rest of the IKEA showroom?
No, the couch portion of the programming is over.
Oh, is that over now?
No, we're done with that
All right.
No. Sean?
Greg?
It's PSX.
It is.
You've been on this stage a long time already talking. Great stuff, by the way.
Thank
really
you.
good content, good reveals. no one's asked you the hard-hitting questions.
Right. And I reckon that's not going to be you either.
No, please. You know how I am. You know who I am. Let's start at the top of the list.
Okay. Okay, fire away.
When will we be able to change our PlayStation Network names?
The elves back at the North Pole have been working on that for quite some time.
I've noticed, yes. Many PSXs I've talked to people, and they're always working on it very hard.
It's a large piece of work.
Yeah.
And it's more complex than I think we. Hey! What? Are you a coder? You want to come and solve this problem for us? Let me put it this way. I hope we'll see events occur that you don't have to ask me that question next PSX.
Okay. I thank you for that answer. And that's the thing. 2017, a crazy year for games.
Oh gosh, yes.
I feel like it's been a crazy year for developers and publishers.
Yes.
Of finally waking up to the fact that in the YouTube, Twitter, social space world, you can just be honest with people. You can have these conversations, right, where you're saying something is better than saying nothing. Telling people, hey, we're working on it, we're trying, that's better than just going quiet.
Correct. I think there's some things we just can't speak about in detail.
Of course.
But I think every question deserves an answer, even if that answer is, I can't answer it.
Good answer. So now, everybody knows you, you're in charge. You're the big man on campus.
Well, they made me sit at the end of the sofa, Rody.
Yeah, I know, that was weird, right? That didn't seem very respectful.
Hi,
Somebody
Andy.
that in charge, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You've been in the position now since 2014?
Yes, president of the sales and marketing company here since 2014 and chairman of the studios since last year. Only getting one paycheck.
Oh.
Andy.
Well, Andy's on the way out. You got to start figuring out who comes up next.
Oh, wow, you went there.
What? It's true. Everybody knows the facts. Here's my question about that.
Yes.
Have you adjusted to the role? Because you are now in a position where you say anything, and it gets picked up as, this is Bible truth, the headline says, Sony says this.
Well, the great thing about being the CEO of the publishing business and being the chairman of the studios is that, crazily enough, the head of marketing and the head of development, they always agree now. We don't have any of those, problem. No, it's a privilege, honestly, to be back in Worldwide Studios, where I began my career back in 1996.
Qué aburrimiento, tío. Qué aburrida que es.
It's been a while.
Real quick, go crazy if you were born after 1996. We are old men. We are old men, Sean.
Yeah. Anyone born in the Eisenhower administration? Okay, my people.
El público de ahí ya está dormido y todo, tío.
Is that
Está en plan.
power? I mean, that position. Did it take you a while
Ni
to wrap
anima
your
ni
head
nada
around
ya.
like what that meant?
Normal,
Yeah,
normal.
it really is a team effort, right? The days of building a game by oneself,
Había
unless
el
you're
cámara,
publishing
¿no?
on, let's say, Android, iOS,
La
those days
Parkinson
are
al
over,
cámara.
and it's your ability to pull teams together and get them focused in the right direction. You look at some games will have 150 or 200 people on it at peak, and that cannot just be driven by one megalomaniac. It needs a whole team around it. The same goes for sales and marketing and publishing. I see my role as not necessarily, picking the target and leading the charge every time, but really to create an environment where people can become successful, where people can get involved with the process. It's like distributed computing, right? I need the brain power of everybody that I work with in order to get the job done.
So now I think probably the second big question then for PlayStation at this PSX. Are you going to take any of that computing power and put it behind giving release dates to the video games? Because I'm getting sick of 2018, and we're not even there yet.
I think we talked about The Last Guardian earlier, right? And, we can create a rod for our own back if we come out with a date. A date that's not secure enough too early.
Sure.
Because we end up moving dates out, and a lot of times people can understand why that may occur. It's just not a great place to be. You get all excited and they tell you, I'm sorry, did I say Christmas was December 25th? It's actually July 9th. What? That was Christmas. What happened to that? So you can't move those kind of things out. I think we're trying to get in a place where as soon as we get a solid feeling, we are going to express that. But
Tiene que
would you
sacar
rather us
Spider-Man,
just
tío.
not show the game
No me
until
jodas.
that moment, or do
Que
you still
vengo
want
solo
to
por
see the game
Spider-Man.
earlier?
Sácame nuevo
Well, you
gameplay
want to
de
see it? Do
Spider-Man.
you want to see it at not or earlier? See, because I just feel like God of War, I'm sold on. First trailer, done. You know, I didn't need to see more. Spider-Man, we all know Brian and Insomniac. He is not going to ever put a release date on this because he just likes to tease you. You follow this guy on Twitter, he's terrible. Every weekend, oh, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to play Spider-Man in my house. I'm like, ooh, I don't like you. You got to put pressure on some of these people at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know. We just hate to put a date out there and then keep changing it or having it be a moving target. Or having to come back and say, oh, that wasn't the date, and we're going to move it again. I mean, there are other things that impact that as well. If you put something on a pre-sale on the store on a certain date, if you move the date, you have to refund all of those pre-sales because the date has moved out of a certain window. So there's a lot of complexity around that.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get better at it. I think the games that we've talking about in 2018 will be in 2018.
You're confident enough in that part. You have a strong feeling about that part.
Yes, because if it doesn't, then I go old Negan on my people.
Whoa. Okay. All right. So, speaking of which, is Quantic Dream in trouble? Because I don't think they were supposed to say spring when they said spring earlier.
No, they're fine.
Okay, they're fine. They have a strong feeling as well. Okay, just making sure.
Juegos a Clash Royale, ¿lo ves?
Spring, you know when spring is in Australia.
Juegos a Clash
When
Royale.
is that? So then, talk to me about this PSX.
Your chair seems higher than mine.
It's on purpose. Talk to me about this PSX.
These are my chairs.
Just don't think too hard about it. Just
Okay, sorry.
remember there's a thing about authority, and if somebody's authoritative and higher, you need to answer the questions honestly and get out there.
All right. Yes, your question.
About this PSX, it's a different PSX. This
Yes.
is a different opening ceremony, right?
Yep.
It's very clearly not a keynote. It's not a press conference. Nobody say that. We're not supposed to say it. Like,
I like it better this way, actually.
Do you guys like this? If I'm being 100% honest, one guy's like, no!
All right, there's a door. No, we a lot of our late year announces and premieres and world exclusives and all of that kind of stuff went into Paris Game Week. We had it all timed together, like Ghost of Tsushima. We brought it out there. It was very important because you all have PlayStation cousins living in Europe, and they're heavy gamers just like all of you are. And so we want to bring new stuff hot baking right out of the oven to them as well. And it just didn't give us a whole lot for this show. So we talked about what should we do here, and we thought maybe we kind of turn this into more of a dialogue or ability to meet the developers and the studio chiefs behind the games.
Yeah.
To get Corey to come out here and then Herman. I thought that was a really good chance for you guys to get to know who the people are that are making the games you love.
I'm a big fan of that. I make my living on just talking. So yeah, that's all great.
And a good living it is.
Thank you. Patreon.com/kindoffunny. I'm sorry about the changes. I don't know what they're thinking. We'll talk about it later. Was that an educated decision moving forward? Because I feel like I love PSX. I've said that, and I'm not just saying it. You know what I mean? Like, it's my favorite show because it's a lot like Kind of Funny Live. You look to the left, you look to the right. You can talk to anyone here, and you're all into the same thing. PlayStation. That's why you're here. It's why it's great.
Right.
A few people like that. Do you think that what you're doing here, having this open dialogue, the way you're running PSX, making it more of an experience on the floor? Because I walked the show floor with Shuhei earlier today, guys. It's awesome. Is that a move to redefine or at least reestablish what you think the identity of PlayStation is? Because I've talked on the shows a lot.
De verdad es que
in the way
parece
that I thought
que no
PlayStation
tengan
4's
conciencia, tío, de lo que
launch,
hacen.
which is obviously
Te lo digo de
been such a
verdad.
huge success, was so strong. The February event was so strong because it was you guys coming out and being like, all right, no cell processor, this is the box, it runs awesome games, let's talk about games. Yes. And then
No he parado yo la transmisión, se ha parado sola porque es un coñazo y la están parando. Yo creo que los propios de allí, tío.
it was, we rolled into E3 and there was a great video of Adam Boyes and Shuhei Yoshida talking about how they share videos. And it was like, they get it, they're there, this is PlayStation. Then PSX happened and it was like this
Tío,
great ball of
enseña
momentum.
algo.
And then we saw it ship with E3s recently, where it was, all right, shoe's not going to come out. You're barely going to come out. It's just going to be trailers, and that's how
Un
we're
saludito
going
para Sol
to run it. And it
Fernández.
felt like,
Bienvenida,
are we
Sol.
going back to a PlayStation 3
Estamos en un punto muerto de
PlayStation that
aburrimiento
wants to
aquí en
be
la
more behind the
conferencia,
scenes, or
en el que solo dicen gilipolleces y no enseñan nada.
No, I'm not sure what you mean by
Y son
behind the
las
scenes, but
7 de la
I
mañana
think we found
aquí en
that we have
España.
this great opportunity every year now with PSX to have this kind of let's get by the fireside, up close and personal. Let's speak our truths and tell our stories. And I think E3 really, it's a trade show.
Yeah.
That's what it is, a trade show. And
Lo único
we have
nuevo
such
que han
great
dicho
content
es que van a
lined up
hacer
for
un
that.
Medieval
I really felt, why would
remasterizado.
I don't need to come up and say,
Lo único
the next
que está de puta
scene
madre,
you
¿no? A mí me
see,
encanta,
Bob is
pero
having a little trouble with his son and he wants to go over here and
Pero de momento solo
kill
eso.
an alligator. You just show you what it is, right? And put it up on
is that
the
game in
screen.
development?
El de God of
Oh,
War,
man,
que durará
having so
25
many
30
problems with my
horas.
son. It's because of the alligator.
Monster Hunter, que ya
Let's go,
hemos
boy.
visto.
Yeah.
Es que el resto de cosas ya las hemos visto.
So,
Y VR para todo, para todos los juegos.
are we shouting out greatest hits?
Básicamente.
I think they yelled out karaoke. I don't understand. I understand.
So I think this is what PlayStation Experience is trying to be, is to be that real connected, engaged a moment. For the next couple of days, not only we go on the floor and you're going to be able to see some great gameplay and there'll be a lot of demos there as well, but there's a lot of experiential stuff. I think maybe you're going to go in there and think that is this a
curiosidad por ver qué
game
dice la
show,
gente, tío.
is a theme park, right? And we want to get you closer to the visions that the creators have for their games and why they make and why they do what they do.
Skyrim
You see a
remake.
lot of the development teams and creators, on the floor themselves, enjoying what we're going to do here the next couple of days.
Que tienes en tu
I
espalda.
hope to meet a lot of you as I'm warming the floor as well. This is the kind of show you want to do. E3 is
No Resident Evil 2
it's
remake.
kind of glitzy, but it's right there. You want to tell that story. You want to make that mark to say this is what PlayStation games are all about. Pow, 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 pow.
What did you think of E3 this year?
I
Mira de
thought,
este.
I'll be honest
Espera,
with you guys,
espera.
I think the
PlayStation
ESN sold
que
15,000
se ha dormido, tío.
consumer tickets for that.
Se ha dormido.
And it really brought the crowd to the edge of pain.
Este es lo mejor.
And
Voy a hacer
I
una
won't bore you
captura
guys
de pantalla.
with the details around it, but if you're going to design a trade show or a consumer show, there's a completely two different beasts. And the way you do it, not only physically, the way you have to make rows wider,
Están
you
todos
have to
durmiéndose en el
have the
chat, tío.
experience shorter to get more people through. We have to determine, E3 is like in the middle of the highway. It's going to get hit by cars on both sides now.
Yeah.
So it's got to choose a lane to be in.
Yeah, that's not the way to drive. So then, looking at 2018, what is your vision for PlayStation in 2018?
¿Dónde está, tío?
Well, I
Voy a
think
ponerlo
we
yo también.
continue along our path, putting my worldwide
Vamos a
studios
ponerle
hat on.
emoticonos.
I think
¿Dónde está la cara
in
esa?
worldwide studios we have a lot of energy, a lot of devotion, a lot of love around
Hay un montón de
storytelling,
caras, tío.
around narrative. Some people call that single-player gaming. We do have most of our eggs in that basket, just because that's
el
the thing we do
sleep.
well. I think, in my humble opinion, IMHO.
Ay.
And I don't want to go to any of those teams and tell them, I read in a magazine that there's something called games as a service. I don't want to be that guy.
Qué coñazo,
so
tío.
that's what we do. We do Horizon, we do God of War, we do Detroit, Uncharted, The Last of Us. These are
Ay,
things we're going to continue
mola la
to
historia,
lean
hermano.
into really
Ahí están
strong.
todos durmiéndose,
So I
tío.
see our content story, continue to play out that way. As a platform, I think we're going to see
Sean los juegos, joder. What the fuck.
again humbly continued dominance of PlayStation in the game market.
FS de Final Fantasy VII.
What we call the install base,
Es verdad, a lo mejor tendrían que anunciar algo al Final Fantasy, por lo menos decir algo tienen que decir. Ya, sí, no paran de hablar y no le interesa a nadie. Es que no soy solo yo, es la gente, tío. Skull and Bones, que tengo una punta de la beta cerrada. Espero que me la manden. A ver si me la mandan.
It's like, oh, there's no more. And then so the momentum kind of slowed down because we were still trying to get the hardware to catch up with that, and so we've almost kind of put it into a relaunch
Enseña
mode
Fortnite.
right now.
Yeah.
Getting it out there.
Que han metido actualización
And
en
titles like
Fortnite también.
Skyrim was super cool. That's also playable at the show.
Gente,
You guys should
tío.
check that out. Doom VFR. Yep. What's the F in VFR?
You know, nobody knows. Nobody knows what the F stands for.
Por cierto, aprovecho para deciros que si no estáis suscritos a mi Twitch, a mi Twitch, no sé ni qué digo ya, podéis suscribiros. Y así cuando hago un directo, pues podéis estar por ahí.
So I think we're getting a good breadth of content coming out, and it caught us by surprise, but we're fully committed to the platform, to the format.
I have more VR questions, but your time's already up.
Okay.
Sucks.
There you go.
But the next man can answer these questions for me about VR.
You can ask him.
He's a fan of VR. He plays it.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Creo que no me dejan enviar el mensaje.
For Shuhei Yoshida.
Thanks, man.
Vale. Espérate que viene el japonés. Me han baneado o algo, no puedo escribir más mensajes,
Oh yeah, so this is the best. It's the best part. If you ever see Shu, just give him hugs. Give him hugs. Look at all these people just leaving, Shu. They're, now again, to clarify mistakes.
Eso me había salido al primer mensaje, bueno, no lo sé.
They weren't booing you. This was a big moment of contention.
Chinchón, qué hijo de puta la gente, tío, qué racistas de mierda. Ay, Shu, como Cristiano Ronaldo. Shu.
You like that?
Yeah.
What does PSX mean to you?
Ya ves, la gente que haya ido y haya pagado por ver esto, tío, se tiene que estar cagando en todo. Yo creo que la gente ha pagado por ir a ver a Kojima, ya está. Ha salido Kojima, lo han visto y han dicho, bueno, ya he visto a Kojima en mi vida, me puedo ir.
Does that blow your mind? I mean, you've been with PlayStation for so long to see the audience actually go somewhere each and every year.
Well, I never had this chance. You know, I've been to E3 and Gamescom and all these events, TGS, but I don't think we had this dedicated, like a PlayStation only. And it just gets better and better. The booth that our teams created this year is amazing. It's the whole production.
Miyazaki.
And that's a walkthrough of the gaming stage.
Necesitamos a Miyazaki.
Some of the games are not, playable. We are not able to.
Miyazaki es el de Dark Souls, por si no lo conocéis. Y Bloodborne y tal.
So, of course, president of Sony Worldwide Studios.
Yep.
You know all these first-party things. All this stuff's happening. Infamously, in 2015, you came on our E3
Miyamoto se ha hecho gordo.
and rubbed it in Kinda Funny's face that you had already played Sucker Punch's game.
Well, I said.
No, you rubbed it in our face. You don't try to walk it back.
No, I said I played something in Sucker Punch.
Jackie-chan.
And they are making something. Yeah, they exist, right?
They exist. Yeah, I know. They were
famous.
Up there in Bellevue being real quiet for a long, long time.
Yeah, what's great about working with Sucker Punch is they are so focused on getting the game right. The mechanic, the feel that when you have the controller, you forget you're holding the controller. You feel like you are really the character.
Yeah.
So they spend a long time, at the very, very early
Voy a dejar el chat, tío, porque es lo único que vale la pena. Ver cómo se meten con ellos, tío.
They always have this prototype game working. So I got to be able to play some of the early prototype that went, many iterations. And so I've been playing the game over maybe 2 years.
How is it? Tell me something
Portal
about
3.
it. The fact that it wasn't opening the show, I don't know what you guys are doing, what kind of clown shoe operation this is. What is going on with this game? Tell me about the game. Who is the character? How big is the open world?
So it's an open world game. It's the largest game that they have. Well, Sucker Punch has created much larger than Infamous Second Son, and it's beautiful. Like the trailer that we showed was all rendered in the game engine.
Yeah.
And it's already
Super Mario en PlayStation 4. Tiene gracia porque Super Mario de Nintendo, entonces es imposible.
Yeah. But it already feels and plays very well. So it's a large,
Halo para PlayStation 4.
So actually, we came so close to get the leak.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Early this year or late last year, because Sucker Punch guys have been visiting the island of Tsushima many times for doing a research, taking photos, talking to people there, learning about the
La
history
partida
and
está
culture
muerta.
and nature there. And that became a story in the local newspaper, like a Tsushima Times or something.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it was a small piece, but friends of our development team in Japan was let know that, I read about this, Sucker Punch people from Seattle visiting Tsushima to do research for the next game, and we are freaked out, and don't talk about it. And luckily, the
Dice
paper,
uno, no es la conferencia, es un pre-show.
only a few thousand.
Yeah.
And
none of them were on NeoGAF at the time.
Yeah. So it was only available in the island of Tsushima.
Oh wow! So
yeah,
they
so
had
that
the
story never came outside of that island. So we are like, yeah, they are so excited.
Es verdad, esto es el post-show ya, creo.
Large production house is visiting Tsushima.
¿Ya ha acabado? ¿Estamos en el post-show?
They are so
¿De
excited
verdad?
that the game will be made, based
¿Esto es
on
ya acabado?
Tsushima histories.
Yeah.
So that paper guy wrote the story.
No, no ha acabado aún, ¿no?
He got the scoop. Where were you, IGN?
Tienen que decir muchas cosas, no puede ser
Yeah, so I
Spider-Man,
was afraid that
From
Kotaku
Software,
Japan or
no puede ser que
IGN
la
Japan
hayan
might
terminado ya.
pick it up.
Do you find it
Estamos en el
disturbing
post-show,
that
no
even
puede
in
ser.
an auditorium this large, you can make out Marty's laugh? Anyways.
Hi, Marty.
How much Last of Us Part 2 have you played?
Last of Us, no, I haven't played any.
Don't lie to me.
No, I haven't. No, I have not.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I haven't played Death Stranding either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why not? You just go down there. You're their boss. You can go in and you make these things happen.
I can just wait and enjoy,
Mave, ¿hace cuánto
Your hands off.
están hablando?
Your hands off.
Llevarán ya 20 minutos.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Just tell me what. Is it her mom?
Pero es que faltan un montón de juegos por ver. No puede ser que acabe ya. No puede ser un post-show.
Yeah, that's my
Está
question.
embarazada.
Okay. Yeah, well, no.
Yeah, so I was watching news video like
Yeah.
talking about trying to figure it out.
Do you think Joel is alive, or do you think he's a ghost?
Ghost of
Dice uno que
No, we're
se levanta a
not.
las 4 de la mañana para nada.
You don't have to plug the game we just talked about.
Oh, another great game. I played through the Shadow of the Colossus remake.
Okay.
That's an amazing game.
Cada vez que hace un
luckily,
videojuego,
I forgot
aplauden,
on
en plan, a ver si ponen el tráiler, pero no lo van a poner.
Sure, yeah.
How to, it's just beautiful and it plays well. They sped up the frame rate. It's I think it's 60 frames on PS4.
Tío, que me quedo despierto toda la
30
noche para
frames
ver esto.
stable on regular PS4. It plays so well. They reconfigure the controls.
El año que viene no vemos la
Still,
PlayStation Experience.
trying to
El año que viene no.
Original intent.
Sure.
Of the
That it should be a struggle to climb. Yeah. It should make you mad. The camera
Está la
should
gente ahí,
wig
Final
out.
Fantasy,
I couldn't stop
tal, lo
playing.
otro, pero nada.
I played through the game for over 2 or 3 days, but it was amazing experience.
I know it's not we were talking about this backstage. On Kind of Funny Games Daily, we had a conversation, me and Andrea, about if second party exists, and is Insomniac and Spider-Man, that's
Espiro
a
de
second
Dragon,
party
molaría que
related. We
hicieran
went
un
back
remake
and
también de
forth for a
Spiro.
while, and then Insomniac just tweeted at us, and they were just like, no, we're a third party developer. It's a first party game. So, have you seen that? Have you
Pone,
played
el
that?
año
Do
que
you
viene
know
la
about
camiseta
that? Can you ask
Leia no
Brian when it's
Bravo.
coming out?
Actually, I played Spider-Man.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Tell me
the
about
whole sequence of the
Tiene que haber
E3
algo más.
demo.
No puede ser, no puede ser que acabe aquí,
Like
tío.
some scripted sequence, but actually it's an open world game, another open world game, and actually every time I played differently. Of course, there are
Estoy mirando Twitter, por
switches
si acaso dicen
you
algo de que ha
can
acabado,
trigger
pero
some
no,
event, but entirely it's controllable. And you might have seen Brian, play the different parts, and it feels so great.
When's that one coming out?
I don't know what we are saying. So 2018.
Yeah, I know. You're saying 2018. I know.
Yeah,
A lot of people
yeah.
are saying too.
We are not saying like early or spring or right.
You're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Well, are you? I don't know.
No. We are saying early for God of War, spring for Detroit, and February for Shadow of the
Shadow
Colossus.
Colossus, yeah.
So none of them,
Okay.
I guess.
More, yeah.
I guess.
More information that isn't
I guess.
real information, I guess. But, yeah.
The other game I'm playing is Days Gone. That's another open world horror game. Yeah.
And where
Estoy viendo a ver
yeah,
si
okay, what's going on with Days Gone?
van a poner algo
Days
más.
Gone is it's not playable unfortunately here, but there's awesome setup in the booth. But the game's playable, I think, through now. So it's in the phase of doing the tweaks and the polish and testing and.
Is it good?
It's a big game.
Right, that was the thing. When I was talking to Sony Bennett E3 about it, it still seems like we haven't seen what the game actually is. Because the game obviously is shooting, it is taking on the tweakers, the freakers, but
freakers,
the zombies. You know, and so
no, they're not freakers.
Freaker. My apologies, everybody.
Se retrasa 2018-2019. Seguramente.
It seems like when we see it, it is, all right, let's fight them. But in reality, when you talk about it, they talk about it being the open world and how your bike's a character and how you have to upgrade it, keep the gas in it, and get supplies. It seems like it's not going to be just as action-focused as, demos have led us to believe.
Yeah, there are lots of stories this time around.
Yeah.
Well, so some of the trailers are focused
Overwatch 2.
on the struggles of the characters and death, or but it's pretty much action game.
Final Fantasy. Nada, le dice lo mismo todo el rato. Que esto es un coñazo y quieren ver cosas. Sí, me voy a dormir aquí. Os traigo a Lara. Traigo a Lara, que se ha despertado. Os la enseño en directo a Lara, recién levantada.
Talking about you overseeing the first party, right? What all these guys.
I've been playing Dreams as well.
There's a Dreams booth on the floor. If they want to know about Dreams, they'll go there. They'll find out about it.
Okay.
Talking about releases, how do you decide who goes and in what order? Because I feel when we see Last of Us at Paris Games Week, I was like, oh, well, for sure we're not going to see Days Gone then. And then it was that interesting question of, well, would we see anything at PSX that was new? Because I feel like their games on paper, in a trailer, in just a glance, seem so similar that you can't have them come out one on top of each other. You need to give them room to breathe, both in their marketing beats.
Es que no sé si van a seguir o no.
Well, when the games come out, they're very different.
Yeah.
But I understand where you're coming from. And your question is about which game to show in which.
Venga,
how
voy
you
a
decide, I mean, really.
Voy a buscarla.
Yeah, so it's
Voy a buscar a
pretty
Lara.
much
La traigo aquí para que os salude.
we tend to try to do big, like media showcase twice a year, like E3 and Paris this year, and E3 and PSX last year. And teams have the development schedules and have milestones and some optimum time to showcase the review or showcase gameplay or put demos on the show floor. So the calendars of these entire games and PR production team have a conversation with each studios and try to position.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's a long process. It takes probably over 6 months to produce one show. So our PR team must have been working on or starting preparation.
Dice que ahora viene, que se tiene que arreglar un poco.
The way it works, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you guys.
No ha pillado que la gracia era verla recién levantada.
A first party, a studio wraps a game, then they start prototyping or deciding what they want to work on next time, and then they come to you and pitch you, right? So was there concern about Sony Bend Studios getting involved into the
Sony
zombie world when you do have The Last of Us, you do have this game franchise?
Well, in terms of the particular, because Last of Us already existed, and Days Gone came later, there's a conversation a little bit between Ben team and Naughty Dog to make sure that the direction that these teams are going are different enough.
Final Fantasy 7 VR.
And we'll see both of games when.
¿Te imaginas?
What? When will it? God.
Days Gone 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
I have memory.
I have memory. Oh, yeah, right, great. Okay, great.
And I don't remember what we were
Boring
saying
station.
before last of all.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Neil Druckmann
Yeah.
zipping his lips, not saying anything about that. Right. They just put out these trailers. Some people get mad.
That says something.
Este icono.
Yeah.
TwitchCon 2017.
What
Juego
is
malo.
your take here on PlayStation VR? Because when PlayStation VR first was getting ready to come out, you were the one walking around, beating the drum, telling me how great it would be. I got it. I agree, it's great.
Thank you.
How are you dealing with it right now? The fact that, like we were talking to Sean, you weren't prepped for the success of it. Newest numbers come out, 2 million units.
Ya hemos bajado de
Something.
30.000 a
I guess,
27.000, ¿eh?
why do you
2 million sold through. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fans, why are you guys finding success with PlayStation VR, whereas other VR people seem to be middling more?
Actually, when you talk about other VR people, like because VR
Madre
is
mía.
such a
Y nos
passion
quejamos de
project
antes.
for all of us, not just our teams who worked on PSVR, but the Palma and those Oculus guys, who worked on jumped on that early, and Valve guys preaching and teaching lots of the researches they've been doing.
De la conferencia.
So it's a small community,
Yeah.
and we respect each other and we discuss, and so we understand. We have the same kind of passion and goal to make this amazing new medium, new technology in the hands of lots of people.
Es que yo creo que no sé, tío. La gente está diciendo que la conferencia no es hoy, que es por la mañana. Hay un montón de confusión, tío.
I think success of any of us is a success.
Pero no puede ser porque es que lo ponía claro.
Because VR, you
Voy a
have
meter
to
en PlayStation.
experience to really understand the potential of this new medium. That's the most difficult part. All of us are struggling. You have to communicate the game. We cannot just show the trailer because the experience is so different.
Pasa.
So any of us releasing a new title or doing the demos, doing this kind of event, and getting more people to try good VR for the first time
no.
is a win for all of us. Really working on good VR. So
when you were coming around before release, you were talking to me and telling me, this is PlayStation 1 again. Like, we're not going to come out of the gate and be where we're at with PlayStation 4. We see it as a
Vale,
20-year process.
esperaos.
With what you've had in terms of success so far, but also what you've seen with just
Hoy
people, how much they want
es
to play VR,
la
what kind of games they wanna play in
presentación,
VR.
el Opening
Are
Celebration.
you still, you think, in that mindset that this is this long-term thing?
Lo que
Do you think you're
estamos
going in a
viendo ahora
different
es la
direction than where you
presentación.
initially thought it was going to go?
Yeah. So what I was saying, I've
Después
been
mañana
saying is the
es
things
el
that
horario
we
que
are
hemos visto
seeing
antes que estaba saliendo todo el
with the
rato.
launch of PSVR and those, first
Que son-
consumer VR product.
Vale, que son varios días.
Similar feeling that I worked on when
Capcom,
original first, PlayStation was the very first consumer-based, gaming system that allowed the game developers to use the real-time 3D graphics for the first time.
Yeah.
And lots of new experiences
AM,
and lots
PM,
of
guau,
genres
estoy súper
were
confundido.
created, and the advancement for the
Es que-
last 20 years. When you look at game like God of
¿Esto es
War
horario español
or
o
Last of
horario
Us, it's amazing, and it just keeps going.
que vale
and
que esté en
going.
alemán, tío?
So I can see PSVR and the first sets of these consumer-based VR systems is
que
like
creo-
the first generation.
Yeah.
No,
And
pero no
we
puede
can
ser.
see for long-term
Os voy a enseñar esto,
future
¿vale?
that the creative people and tech people, because the VR is not a new concept. It's been around
Os
since
voy a
like the
enseñar esto.
1960s. Yeah, so lots of research being already made. We've been waiting for these technologies to advance enough so that
Vale.
we can make it reality.
Mira de esto.
So, there are a roadmap of all the things that all different companies want to work on to make it better.
Aquí pone,
exciting.
a ese lado, a la derecha del
pace
todo,
and the amount of money and
pone
the amount, number of great
que es la
companies,
presentación, ¿vale?
smart
Hoy
people
a las
working
5 de la
on
mañana
to
es la
try to
presentación.
issues around
Y el
VR
sábado 9
is mind-blowing. It's amazing. Yeah, that makes
a las
progress
8 pm,
faster
8 pm,
for everyone. Yeah,
8
so
pm
the,
por la... Pero es que
what
esto
we
es
have- I have
según...
seen for the last 2 or 3 years
No, o sea,
is
eso aquí es
amazing.
hora española,
And
¿no?
we
Es
are
que no lo
not,
entiendo.
games and
Porque las 5 AM es, a las 5 ha empezado en hora española. Pero es que está como en alemán, por algún motivo. Esto, no sé. Parece que esté puesto en lenguaje alemán. Entonces, a las 8 PM se refiere ahora en una hora o ahora a las 8 de la noche. O sea, hoy sábado a las 8 de la noche. Pero igualmente, lo que van a presentar es VR, Media Molecular Present Dreams. Si esto lo hemos visto, ¿no? El Present Dreams.
I think I'm gonna realize I'm using it. I think I'll know when I put it in.
No, no, esto no lo hemos visto porque esto es mañana, pero mañana es hoy. Luego, Ingenier Ranks de los 10 PlayStation Games of All Time. No, pero no tiene sentido. No sé, yo creo que esto es una puta mierda de conferencia y ya está, no tiene más misterio. No entiendo esto. La gente en el chat se quiere suicidar, ya la gente se ha ido, se está yendo.
Moss is awesome. I can't wait for Moss.
Very pretty. Manifest 99, the invisible hour. Lots of people are experimenting with different use of VR technologies.
Manifest 99, that's the one you tweeted out recently, right?
Yeah.
Quiero ver por lo menos si acaba de hablar con este hombre.
Why is that happening? It's a
A ver qué
video
pasa.
game shoe.
You are giving
¿Por qué le grita?
professional advice to
¿Por qué le gritas, hombre?
I am. Put trophies in your
Para
game.
que se sienta
Who
violento.
wants to see a video game? Let's play some video games. Who wants to stop talking? Yeah? Trevor Starkey does. Shoe.
Yep.
We're going to bring out some people to play some games. Are you down for that?
Okay.
It's a game called Concrete Genie.
Yes.
Are you familiar with it?
A ver, parece que van a
You wanna see the
enseñar cosas.
developers there from Pixel Opus come out here? Yep. All right. Let's do it.
Coño, menos mal, ¿no? Uf. Ya era hora, tío. No.
I was like, where are they coming from?
No, dejad de meter a gente, por
Pixel
favor.
Opus is here.
Qué sufrimiento, tío.
Dominic, how are you?
I'm good, Greg. How are you?
Eso no es un
Great, thank you for
trailer.
coming. Please, join us on the couch.
Hey, Sue.
Ni siquiera es un
So,
trailer.
if people haven't been following everything,
No traigo una chica
what is
también.
Concrete Genie?
So Concrete Genie is a game about a boy called Ash who can bring his paintings to life. And so all of our unique and special gameplay mechanics are about having fun with paint. And that's why we're here today, actually. We thought, after we announced the game in Paris, which we had an amazing response to, we got a lot of questions about how does the painting actually work. And we've known for a long time that the first time we were going to debut the game and show it live, we wanted to be here at PSX with all of you. And so we thought this would be a great opportunity to come and say hello.
Well, hello.
Well, hello.
Are you guys ready to say hello? So what are we doing? What are we going to jump into?
So Jing, our game designer, is there.
Play the game already.
Hi, Jing.
Va a jugar ella, ¿no?
You're going to get started on the demo.
Ah, vale, va a jugar, tío. Vale,
So one of
que va a jugar.
the most important parts of the game is that
Así
we want to
sí,
make
así sí.
anyone feel like they can be
Uno
an
que esté
artist.
hablando, soltando su chapa y la otra jugando. Así está perfecto.
You're going to look me in the face and tell me this isn't an infamous tie-in, that this isn't Delson. Literally the
Las personas
same
que
red
hayan
hat,
pagado por
he's got
estar
a
ahí.
bag
Qué
on,
duro.
he's doing graffiti. You just ripped off Sucker Punch and everybody knows it.
I knew you
Qué
were going to do
guapo,
that,
¿eh?
Greg.
Oh, man.
You know what? It's completely coincidental. And when we showed the trailer at Paris Games Week, I actually got an email from Nate Fox
Está guay.
teasing me about that as well.
Yeah.
And so I had to assure him that it was completely coincidental as well.
I say you lean into it now. It's
There-
just an infamous prequel.
There is that option.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Give up all
there's-
your dreams of the game you're trying to make. Shove it into this.
You know, it
Anyway.
genuinely was completely coincidental. When you're making a game, you go through so many revs and iterations on the character, and we just ended up with here for a lot of other reasons. He used to have a blue hat, and I think when we changed it to a red hat,
Qué chulo.
Suddenly became
That's when it happens.
Evocative of Delson, yeah.
All right, so what is happening right now? We're just painting?
Yeah, so we use the motion controls in the DualShock 4 pad, and so you can see Jing motioning there. And you have these selection of brushes that you find as you play through the game. And we call this living paint. And the goal is to take any of the marks and the gestures that you make in the world and grow them into something beautiful. And a big part of our player fantasy is making sure that anybody who plays the game can feel like an artist. I can't draw at all in real life, but in this game, you know, I can pull something together that looks half decent.
Was that a concern when you got going?
Es un poco repetitivo, ¿no?
What was the original iteration? Was it freehand painting?
Te imagino que irás desbloqueando más sprites y cosas de esas.
So this is actually the third iteration
Pero
on
mola,
the painting mechanics that we've
está
had in the
original.
game. And we realized that getting the right
Un
balance
saludito para Lucky
between
Gamer.
agency and assistance, so that whatever you do, you feel like you made it, but what do we add to that
Toda la
through the
fachada,
technology
ya
that we've built to make it something beautiful, but you have to still feel like you did it.
Sure.
And so this is where we've ended up, and we're really happy with how it's turned out.
How long have you guys been working on it?
Quite some time.
Yeah?
We have been on this now for nearly 3 years. And so it's a labour of love that's kind of been coming together slowly but surely. And you know, we're a very small team. That's the other thing. And
how many people?
There's 14 people on the team, and we have a couple of other contractors and interns, depending on what part of the process we're in. But it's very small, and that's why iteration on a small team is the most important thing. But it's a different type of process.
I believe it. So then, we're showing the painting right now, but how does this get used in the gameplay? Is it a puzzle game? Like, how do you describe it?
So it's a third-person action adventure, and later on next year we're going to be showing more of the action elements in the game.
Okay.
But because this is such a pivotal thing, and one of the most striking things about the game, we wanted to kind of get out there with this first. And there are puzzle-solving mechanics in there. And in a little bit, Jing is actually going to go around the corner and start painting creatures, which is another really important part of the game.
Está bonito.
And the story and the theme of the game is about bullying. And one of the reasons that these creatures are so important is that they're the friends that Ash wished he had in real life. And they have a really important gameplay function as well. And depending on how you paint the creatures, the colors that you use, they have different abilities. And that's really where the puzzle solving comes in. So if you paint a red creature, for example, it will have fire abilities, and then you can go and solve fire puzzles.
Gotcha.
If you paint it with yellow, it will have electricity powers and things like that.
Is there going to be just a canvas mode, like a relaxed mode, to jump in and not worry about the story or not doing that?
We are looking at that. I think that's a great thing to have in there, so that people can just go and completely relax.
Sure.
Because the bullies actually exist in the world as AI, and they have an important part to play in how you're able to paint as you go through the world. And so having some way to just sit there and relax and just chill out and do whatever you want is a good part of it.
Now, when we were backstage talking, you blew my mind. So, Pix Lopez is a first party.
Right.
You're actually working out of the San Mateo office.
That's right. Yeah, so tucked away, hidden on the back floor of one of the floors in the global headquarters is Pix Lopez, and we're the only development that's happening there. So we're kind of flying under the radar, but we get to kind of make our own creative IP, which is quite a unique situation.
Shuhei, that means you're their boss.
It does.
No, Connie Booth is their boss, and Scott Rhodey is Connie's boss.
But we all know Scott Rhodey doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? For you, Shu, why was this a game PlayStation wanted to get behind?
Graffiti simulator, sí.
You wanted them to make?
Oh yeah, so after they finished the Unwind, they came up with the wall flow concept, ideas, sketches. And I was let in to see all of the different concepts. And this concept stood out. And I was like, wow, I can see, I'll be playing this game. And Dom and the team said, everybody picked the same concept.
Solo tengo que tardar media hora para poder ver esto.
One of the things that happened when we kind of are in our dream phase is we came up with 10 different concepts for a game. And we go through an exercise where we imagine the gameplay and the story, and we do a little one sheet where we try and picture it as a finished product. And then we do a bunch of supporting artwork and prototypes to try and figure that out. And when we came to the idea for this game, which actually came from our VFX artist, Ashwin, the boards were like 5 times longer. There was loads more to talk about, and you could actually imagine it as a gameplay experience, which is obviously the most important thing.
So that's something we glossed over in that conversation there, but Entwined was the studio's first game.
Yes.
At the time, who was making up the staff of the studio? Because you guys have brought in a bunch of students, right?
That's correct, yeah. So everybody on the team were graduates from different academic gaming programs in the States. We had the original 6 were from the Carnegie Mellon Entertainment Technology Center, and then we had another couple of students from the San Jose State's Animation and Illustration program as well. And then it was myself and Jeff Sangoli, who I think is over there somewhere, art director.
No lo sé porque no lo estoy viendo.
In a group of very talented, young, passionate people, and 2 mentors.
The old men,
the
2 old people there to make sure these kids knew what they were doing.
Pero claro, el objetivo del juego al final es pintar toda la ciudad con tus historias.
If we were going to carry on making games that were investing in a message and we're trying to make an emotional connection, we wanted to do it in a genre and at a scale that was easier to access. And we all love third-person action-adventure games, so we thought this would be a great platform in order to kind of make something that was imaginative and a bit different, but was maybe a bit easier to get into than Entwined was.
When you start this studio and bring in all these young folks who are super ambitious and ready to go, but green as hell,
Mira, van pasando
are
por los
you
grafitis que vas haciendo
thinking
tú.
it's going to work? Are you panicking that this could easily blow up in your face?
Interesante.
In this case, no. The interesting thing is, when I was at school, there were no courses that you could do that would teach game development. There just was nothing you could do academically to get you ready for making games. And so when I started a long, long time ago, everything was learned on the job. What we found when we were going to these different academic programs is that the tools and the abilities and knowledge that they had just from their studies was equivalent to what I was getting 5 years into the job.
Wow.
So they were actually teaching us stuff on how, the best way to kind of put things together. And we run the team with a completely flat hierarchy. So it's been a really interesting, lively collaboration at all times, basically. And we've added a few more senior people, to kind of help increase our capacity and ambition and scope as well. But we always maintain that kind of young part of the workforce, just to make sure that we're, one of the main missions of the group is to make sure that people have an amazing start to their time in the games industry.
That's awesome. That's a great mission statement to have for the group. So then, to wrap it up, put a pin in Concrete Genie. We're going to see more of it in 2018, obviously.
Yes.
See the action-adventure side of it.
We're going to be out next year.
But there is more to it than just the painting, right?
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm tranquil right now.
Yeah.
The music is good. The art is beautiful. But there's a game to it there that's actually going to challenge you.
Absolutely, yeah. There is an action-packed third-person adventure in there as well. And we're just kind of pacing out how we reveal that to everybody over the next few months.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for coming by. Did you guys like it? That's Concrete Genie.
No está mal, pero
Oh, right. Oh, now you're sure about this, right?
cuando use ya todos los sprites,
All right, so here's what we're going to do.
imagino que serán desbloqueando más.
We're going to tell... No, there's no one to stop you. That's why the problem is. This is a shirt for Concrete Genie.
We got these today. This is our first crew shirt. It's the first Concrete Genie shirt. And we
Está
love
bonita
them.
la
It's
camiseta.
designed by our character illustrator, Lansing, on team. And we thought it would be awesome if we gave one to everybody here tonight.
But again, to be clear, he's saying that, and no one told me to say that. So is it going to happen? I don't know. Don't get mad if you leave and there is no shirt. There's
Pensaba que
probably a
estaba
shirt, but who knows?
disponible esta
I'm
noche.
pretty sure there is.
You're pretty sure there's shirts?
Yeah.
All right, then. When you leave... Oh, you got one. You didn't even leave yet. Did you steal that? How did you get it? You went to the bathroom, came back in, they gave it to you? All right, cool.
There you go.
All right, there's shirts. There are real shirts out there. A big deal for Concrete Genie. Obviously, their first shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wear them with pride.
Thank you for coming out, Dom.
Cheers, Greg.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Shuhei, as always, thank you so much. You're a gem. We love you. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, that's the end of the PSX kickoff. Have a great weekend. Play cool games. Go see cool panels.
Ahora sí que se acaba. Ahora sí. O sea, Bastrillo es hijo de puta, tío. O sea, ha tenido a la gente 40 minutos casi, o más. Ha tenido a la gente 40 minutos el hijo de puta para enseñar un último juego. Y no han enseñado Spider-Man. Me cago en su puta madre. Se han dejado un montón de juegos sin enseñar, tío. No me lo puedo creer. A ver la gente que está diciendo en Twitch. Esto es una mierda, tal, no sé qué. Pre-conference show 4 de 10. Se supone que esto es una conferencia y mañana hacen como hemos visto, creo que es a las 8 de la tarde, hacen el show, pero es un show más de estar ahí presencial, creo. Y esto era como para ver la gente por internet y tal. Que bueno, igualmente se supone que se puede ver el pre-show también, el show. Pero bueno. Un saludito para Dark Cloud 74. En serio, no anunciaron nada así tocho aún. No, de hecho ya no van a anunciar nada. Porque ya finishing. Se ha acabado. Imagino eso, que después se supone que hay otra conferencia. Pero será... Ahí lo pone. A las 8. No, esto ha sido... Esto ha sido hoy, ahora, ¿vale? Esto es la portada. Pero se supone que ahora el sábado, que es hoy ya sábado, pero sábado a la noche, a las 8. Lo que no sé es si hora España o hora de allí, es que lo ponen muy mal, tío. No saben poner puto bien las horas, coño. Ni ponerlo por países, pero bueno. Pues bueno, eso ha sido la PlayStation Experience. Por lo menos lo que hemos visto así de primeras. Nos llevamos más que nada el Medieval Remastered. El resto de cosas ya las habíamos visto o han aclarado un par de puntos más. Por ejemplo, el God of War, que durará 25-30 horas, según han dicho. Y poco más, la verdad. No se ha dicho nada de From Software, que para mí deberían haber dicho algo, por lo menos, no sé. O sea, se supone que se esperaba, ¿no? Porque ayer pusieron un mini trailer de nada, de un segundo, que no se veía nada, y se suponía que aquí en la PlayStation Experience iban a desvelarlo un poco más. Que a lo mejor después lo desvelan, como digo, en el show este que hacen a las 8, que no sé a qué hora será, lo miraré y si veo que no viene bien de hora y tal, pues a lo mejor vuelvo a hacer directo, pero no lo sé. La verdad es que no me da mucha confianza, me parece que no. Me parece que si queréis enteraros algo más de la PlayStation Experience, lo veréis por vuestra cuenta, porque yo me voy a dormir. Que esto ha sido un poco fail, ¿eh? Esta preconferencia o conferencia, como queráis llamarla. Y nada, un saludito a todos los que habéis estado ahí en el directo. Evidentemente, poca gente a las 5 de la mañana, pero espero que os haya molado. Un saludito para todos y nos vemos. Chao.